return for the Berry Vikings, Eli Warrington and Sammy Konchesky.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Valhalla Stadium at Berry College here as two familiar opponents meet once again in the third round of the NCAA playoffs as the Berry Vikings take on the Trinity Tigers for the second time this year as the conference opponents meet in the postseason. Berry taking the first game back here at Valhalla in October 29-6 in a dominant fashion, handing Trinity their only loss of the year as Trinity comes back to Valhalla with revenge on their mind, and they'll kick it away first here. Received back by Warrington for the Vikings. He's going to take this one out, a short kick. Warrington has a lane. He powers through the gap, gets out to the 37-yard line. A good return for the Vikings as Trinity's defense takes the field first today. Trinity won the toss and deferred, so they'll receive in the second half. I'm Derek Black here with Luke Carlton today on the call. Excited to be here, and we'll meet the Vikings offense as they come out onto the field, led by quarterback number 14, Christian Lewis. At running back, number 9, Josh Rogers. At receiver, number 6, Bryce Harrington, Kamari Smith, Brendan Gray, the tight end, Hunter Coleman, and on the line, Reed Richards, McCormick Langford, Marcus Head, Bryson Hill, and Tyler Martin. As the Vikings get ready to get set here, Lewis fakes the handoff. Looking for a receiver, Herring comes back to get it on a good completion there. A good start for this Vikings offense as we'll meet the defense now for Trinity. On the line, Jonathan Wabodu, Jackson Pricemeyer, Steele Herndon, and the linebacker core, Macaulay Mateen, TJ Scarnell, Dorian Hill, Jaden Powell. The secondary for the Tigers, Kobe Brown, Parker Muller, Judson Crockett, and Anthony Njoku. As the Vikings picked up a first down with their first play of the game. Lewis back under center. This time Rogers gets his first touch of the game, spins off pressure, able to escape and trips, falls forward for a gain of 7 yards.
Yeah, what a run by Josh Rogers being able to push off tacklers. But what about Walker Williams on the left side being able to wash out that outside rusher and giving Josh an ability to hit off those tacklers?
Yeah, a very talented offensive line for the Vikings this year, including that tight end core, like you mentioned, have blocked extremely well this year and was rewarded with 4 all-conference O-linemen out of the 5 selected in the SAA. And that's a big advantage to the Vikings, and Josh Rogers and Colby Sykes reaping the rewards on the back end. As Lewis rolls out looking for a receiver, kind of split the gap there between Brendan Gray and Kamari Smith. Not sure who the intended target was, but that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the routes and trying to fit it in between Trinity Tigers' zone defense there. Hopefully they can get right back to it on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, very talented Trinity defense, giving up only 13 points a game. But like I said in the open last time these teams met, 29-6 Vikings win. And they did so in a very convincing fashion. Trinity using that for a little bit of motivation like we heard pregame. As Andrew Hunter in now for the Vikings. He's going to run it on 3rd down, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And an early decision here for Coach K and the Vikings.
Yeah, that 7-man offensive line has been hard to beat for many opponents this season, but it looks like Trinity was able to watch some film and found something that they were able to use to their advantage.
Yeah, LaGrange last week also had a pretty good run with things other than the 1 touchdown they gave up to Hunter. But for the most part, kept him in check for a lot of the game, and we'll see Miles Hamby come out and punt on 4th down. Not a very common occurrence for the Vikings to punt it on, especially 4th and short, but not wanting to gamble the game away too early here. As Hamby out to punt, Jackson Kaiser back to receive for Trinity. Calls for the fair catch. Hamby almost got it inside the 5, but falls in for a touchback.
Yeah, something that's crucial for Berry today and Trinity, likewise, is going to be winning the special teams battle. This time of possession is going to be crucial, and getting them inside the 5 would have been great.
And we'll take a second here and meet the Trinity offense as they come out onto the field, led by the quarterback, number 9, Hondo Franklin, the running back, Xavier Huerta, the receivers, Lamont Nickelberry, Tyson Hancock, Alejandro Traveres, the tight end, Maddox Morvoski, and on offensive line, Ryan Ainsworth, Nakai Williams-Lee, Mike Wilsey, Joe Merhi, and Connor Keel. Trinity offense that's been firing on all cylinders lately. An early pass here down the seam to Nickelberry, and that one's caught for a first down, brought down by Pope at the end.
Yeah, great job fitting that ball inside the zone for Barry's defense. Nickelberry, the second leading receiver on Trinity's offensive receiver corps.
As we meet the defense real quick on the line, Jaden Melville, Michael Clark, Ben Brookshire. The linebacking core for the Vikings, Cade Petty, Carver Cole, Christopher Lewis, Dawson Livingston. And the secondary, Bryson Williams, Stephen Pickett, Jack Murray, and Chaz Pope. As the Vikings bring a little bit of pressure this time with Cole looking deep. Hondo looking for it all and won't find it. Incomplete, looking for their tight end that time.
Hondo Franklin was looking for the tight end Chase Ravane downfield. Incomplete.
As Franklin taking an early shot there on a little bit of play action look. Brings up 2nd down and 10 now. It's like I was saying, a very capable Trinity offense. They just couldn't quite get in rhythm last time these teams met, but have been firing the past couple games. Picking up a big win last week versus Hardin-Simmons. That game at San Antonio.
Great job by Dawson Livingston right there, floating over the defensive line and being able to fill in where the run was going in between the tackles. And first team all conference outside linebacker.
Yeah, Livingston's been a staple of this Vikings defense for the past couple of years and really just reads plays so well. And it's rare to see a Dawson Livingston miss tackle as well. He always gets him down. And when it's not Livingston getting the job done, it's your SAA Defensive Player of the Year, Michael Clark, on the other side, clogging up lanes. As Clark on cue, chasing after Franklin. He's have to roll outside, looking for Nickelberry, and he's got to catch along the sideline. Drags the toes and gets in bounds as Nickelberry's got his 2nd catch of the game.
Yeah, mentioned him earlier, Nickelberry, being a crucial part of this receiver corps for Trinity, being one of 2 receivers that get the ball a lot. Having 602 yards coming into this game is going to be a name that we call a lot today.
Yeah, one of Franklin's favorite targets, and he's been one of the most reliable as well. On the other side, you still have to worry about Traveras, the other favorite target of Franklin, who's really just a big frame, a nice deep threat. It's going to challenge this Vikings secondary as Clark got the jersey, but Christopher Lewis there to finish the tackle just past the line of scrimmage on the handoff.
Yeah, great pursuit by the linebacker core right there, being able to work him to the sideline for him to be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, Lewis came in there with a full head of steam and brought him down. 2nd down and 9 now. They'll give him a gain of 1 on that run by Huerta.
Jack Murray made the tackle for the Vikings, 2nd and 9.
See Franklin back there at quarterback, 67% through the air this year. Extremely efficient, not turning the ball over too much as he's facing pressure. Melville almost got there. Petty gets there now, and Melville comes in to help. The Petty-Melville tag team brings Franklin down 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great counter spin move by Jaden Melville to be able to wash him out into the arms of Cade Petty, a name that we're going to call a lot as he's a first-team all-conference selection in the SAA as well.
Petty doing everything all over the field, special teams, defense, even saw some kick returns from Petty this year. Just a great athlete that they just want to use as much as they can, and he's got the motor to do it as well. As the Vikings showing a 3 front here. 3rd down and very long. And Huerta will get the handoff. He's got a little bit of room to run, but runs into traffic. And it'll be a group of Vikings to bring him down and get back some of that yardage and see if the punting unit for Trinity can pin the Vikings deep.
Yeah, in that position, 3rd and a country mile, as some would say. You kind of just want to win the field position at that point. Gain some yards back, set up your punter for a decent punt to probably pin the Vikings back so their offense can't manage.
It'll be Nate Lyons back to return. Jackson Runyon punting this one away. Seen 2 possessions and 2 punts so far as both teams settling in early here as we almost get a block. Lyons fields a short punt, weaving his way through traffic. He's got some speed to get away, but gets brought down at the 25, so not bad starting field position for the Vikings. As the Trinity punter Jackson Runyon trying to get himself a roughing the kicker call, but not going to find it there.
Yeah, that was very close. A very choice call by the referee behind the punter there. Barry's blocking team known for blocking these punts throughout the season, but able to get away with one right there.
Yeah, that problem with being just a little bit too aggressive sometimes. If you don't get the ball, then you're just kind of left hitting the kicker penalty. Wouldn't have made much of a difference there. Either way, they were well beyond 15 yards. As Christopher Lewis back in, we'll see Colby Sykes in the backfield for the first time today. The other stud running back for the Vikings. He'll get the handoff. Reverses Fields as he'll try to cut back and just not much there. The Trinity linebackers do a great job getting there. As it was Scarnell, the leading tackler for this defense, there first.
Yeah, and he's the leading tackler for anybody on either team. He's going to be a name that we call a lot because he finds his way to the ball every single snap.
He's got a nose for it, 83 tackles on the year, 11.5 tackles for loss. And throw in 5 sacks on top of that, too. That's not a bad stat line right there. As Scarnell's there, right in the middle, number 0. Lions coming across the formation for the Vikings on the other side. Sykes is going to take it again. This time, get some positive yardage. Still not much. Makes it 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings now.
Jaden Powell made the tackle for Trinity.
As you can see, Sykes just not a lot of room to run there. Makes another 3rd down and 5. This has been a stingy Trinity defense, holding opponents 28% on 3rd down. As Lewis looking to pass, has Brendan Gray across the middle, and Gray's still running. He's got room to go. He gets a block by Coleman, spins back, and gets taken down from behind. But a big play by this Vikings receiver, who says he's just been waiting for noon today for the last week.
Yeah, Barry's been able to find Brendan Gray on those quick slants, and he's able to make a move and make a guy miss every now and then. But what a job by that protection. Trinity sending 5 men to get Lewis, but that protection being able to protect the twist with 5 men protecting.
Trinity lucky they're able to chase down Gray. He's got some speed on him. Picks up a big gain there on 3rd down. Lewis fakes the handoff, looking to pass, as that one's picked off. It's bringing back the other way. As Trinity gets the turnover. I believe that's Judson Crockett with the pick. That's Kobe Brown. The freshman out of San Antonio making his mark on this game. Picks off Lewis on their second possession.
Yeah, he's always find his way to the ball in every single game as well. He just made himself Trinity's defensive leading interception. He has 5 on the year now.
Yeah, the freshman has seen significant playing time this year, and rightfully so after what we just saw there. Lewis just sailed that one a little bit, and Brown able to take advantage. So Trinity able to steal a possession here. This Vikings defense trying to hold them and get the ball back. As Franklin thrown out to the flat, brought down immediately. I believe that was Hancock with the catch. That was Nickelberry once more, his 3rd reception of the game.
Yeah, usually for Trinity, we're able to call Alejandro Tavares, but we haven't seen him yet this game. He's the leading receiver for Trinity, but they're looking like they're going to Nickelberry today.
Yeah, he's lined up with Horton at the bottom of your screen right now. As a run play, we'll see if they get enough for the first down. It looks like they will based on the spot. As that was Franklin taking himself on the draw. Calls his own number, picks up the first down.
Yeah, the defense had the right call there. The defensive staff called the field side blitz for that field side run, but just enough to get that first down.
1st and 10 now. At the 43-yard line, Trinity still in their own territory, looking to see if they can get into Viking territory. That's Franklin looking to pass again. He's got all day out in the pocket, hits his check down. As Drayshawn Stevens with a good tackle there. As Huerta caught it out in the flat and unable to make a man miss.
Yeah, that's all fundamentals right there, being able to break down and look at the hips, not the head, and making that tackle for minimal gain.
Completed it to the tailback, Jack Kaiser. Tackle was made by the Vikings, Drayshawn Stevens. Gain of 2, 3rd down and 8.
2nd down and 8 now.
2nd down and 8.
Another good run here, just inching their way towards that first down marker. The Vikings defense trying to hold.
Handoff was to Johnny Milo.
Yeah, Milo able to find a hole there on the weak side of the defensive formation and set him up for third manageable.
Yeah, this Trinity offense likes to use all three of their running backs, Xavier Horta, Johnny Milo, Jack Kaiser, as all three have already gotten carries today. Third down here for Trinity. They can keep this drive alive and capitalize on the turnover would be a huge start for them. As a good catch there by Hancock, and ball is out. Vikings are pointing that they have it. No signal from the officials yet. And they signal the Vikings answer with a turnover of their own, as we'll take another look at it. Hancock had the first down, and all of a sudden the ball was out.
Yeah, I believe that was Carver Cole on the strip. What a
ripping
play.
Out. Cole just got his hands on it, ripped it out, and that's a big answer by that Vikings defense, negating the turnover that the Trinity defense just caused, and we might have a defensive battle on our hands here today, Luke. As Carver Cole with another big turnover. Cole, a second-team All-SAA selection. As Rogers has a good lane there, running forward, still on his feet, spins for the second time, and picks up. They'll give him out 15 yards on that play. A great run by Rogers.
And welcome Josh Rogers. We always see him carry one of those first two carries in every single game for at least 10 yards.
Fans have been asked to remind you,
yeah, the Vikings, they want to establish the ground game. There's no secret about that. That's their MO the entire year, and once they get that ground game going, it makes it very hard to stop, especially with the deep threats they have at receiver. One of those deep threats, Brendan Dre, going out wide, all alone on the far side of the field, top of your screen. As Rogers going to get the handoff again. More room to run as Rogers barrels forward for a gain of 5.
Yeah, good job by that right side of the offensive line, including the tight end, Walker Williams, who's usually the more blocking tight end, but still goes out for some passes, able to wash that strong side of the defensive line down and able to get Josh upfield a little bit.
As much credit that goes to Rogers and Sykes for some of their impressive runs. This offensive line has been extremely impressive this year after not knowing exactly what it looked like, losing some key seniors on that line from last year. And this year they have absolutely answered the call and showed up in big moments for the Vikings this year. Lewis is under center. Rogers still in the backfield for the Vikings. He'll get his third handoff in a row and gets stopped by, I believe, that was Prismeyer. Brings up third down at about 3, which means it's Andrew Hunter time for the Vikings.
That was a gain of 3.
Yeah, they'll bring in those two extra offensive linemen to make a 7-man offensive line, and let's go old school.
Last time Trinity was able to crack the code with that defensive line and get through. They're going to try to replicate that performance here. There's no mystery on what the play call is usually. As the play clock down to 6. Hunter will run it. Met by 3 defenders again. And the Vikings 1 for 3 on third down right now. We'll see what the decision is. Kind of in no man's land right now between field goal and punt. And it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, and it'll be Lewis, so a little bit more of an obvious passing down for the Vikings.
Yeah, it looks like from here it'll be a 45-plus yard field goal. Trey Richards at the beginning of in warm-ups was able to maybe hit one from 50, but looking like we're going to take the offense as a chance.
Jake Turner in the backfield next to Lewis. Lewis looking for Warrington as he comes back for the ball. A big catch, enough for the first down. Great conversion on fourth down by the Vikings. Lewis never looked anywhere else. It was Warrington all the way in one-on-one coverage on the field side.
Yeah, they took their chances athlete on athlete, and Eli Warrington was able to dot up the route and get a little bit of separation to get that ball in.
He was matched up there with Kobe Brown, who had the interception, but in one-on-one coverage with Warrington, that's a tough task to ask your freshman corner. As Hunter back in, he'll run it on first down now. Hunter makes a man miss, getting to the outside, and enough for the first down. Kobe Brown had a chance at the tackle, couldn't come up with it though. Njoku had to, Njoku I think got the tackle on that one.
Yeah, we're able to see Hunter usually as a power runner, but we also saw last week in the game against LaGrange, Andrew Hunter is able to put a little bit of speed behind him.
As that's the end of the first quarter, and we'll throw it down to our sidewide reporter, Jonah Hatchett, who's with us today.
Fans take home a unique souvenir from today's championship. Visit NCAA merchandise stands throughout the venue for great championship gear and memorabilia.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. You know, the difference in this first quarter really has been defensive and offensive efficiency, specifically third down. Trinity this season has been shown a remarkable 48% of efficiency on third down, while Barry sits at 44. Now, Trinity, as you can see, has sold out to stop Barry's efficiency on that fourth down heavy set, where they bring in the 3 tight ends and the extra tackle to try to get Andrew Hunter up the middle. Now, also, what this first half has kind of shown us is that defense is going to be the name of today's game. How good can both teams be defensively to prevent the other from scoring? And it's going to be a real tough test for Trinity here in the early goings of the second quarter as Barry is knocking on the door. That's all I got. Back to you guys. Stumbled over my words, dang it.
A couple big plays by this Vikings offense on third and fourth down.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, this field position is going to be crucial for the rest of the game.
Rogers in the backfield for the Vikings. As he'll push forward. Rogers gets met with some force though. A good tackle there by Judson Crockett was the one to come in. Rogers keeps the legs moving for another couple of yards as he absorbed a big hit there.
Yeah, you see McCormick Langford, Reed Richards, Tyler Martin, all 5 yards down the field trying to push. Josh Rogers is going to feel that one in the morning, though. Josh Rogers averaging a little over 5 yards a carry, and it looks like he's not slowing down.
As Rogers and Hunter in together, usually we see Hunter in with Jake Turner, as Hunter's going to pass this one, looking for the end zone, and that one's picked off. In the end zone, Judson Crockett with a club on his arm comes down with that ball. And a big red zone mistake by the Vikings.
Yeah, it looked like Andrew Hunter might have had 33 open. That would be
Hunter Coleman, the tight end.
Yeah, Hunter was open in the back of the end zone right there, and he made the wrong decision.
A big turnover for the Vikings. Their second of the game, uncharacteristic of this Vikings team, have been so careful with the ball this year. Only 4 interceptions total, and they've got 2 in the first half.
But back to Judson Crockett. Judson Club Crockett with the interception with a hand and a club.
Yeah, that we were down there in warm-ups, and that hand's in a cast, essentially, with a ball club, and he's still able to get the interception there. Impressive performance there by Crockett. As Trinity will now look to capitalize. After getting the ball on a turnover last, they had a turnover of their own. Is they're going to start this one backing up 5 yards with the penalty.
Remains first down.
Makes it 1st and 15.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of either team to have penalties, especially pre-snap penalties, as they average 70 yards on penalties per game.
We saw the Vikings last week exceed that number by quite a large margin, having almost 100 yards of penalties. As Trinity trying to make something happen here. Franklin on the run, gets shoved out of bounds by Petty.
Yeah, good protection, but even better coverage downfield. Hondo Franklin not able to find a receiver, and good pursuit by Cade Petty to get him out of bounds.
Yeah, they'll mark that one for just about no gain, it looks like. Makes it 2nd down and 15 for Trinity. Backed up in the shadow of the end zone here. Vikings defense looking to bail their offense out once more. This time a designed run for Franklin. He's brought down pretty close to the line of scrimmage, but a flag down on the far sideline.
Brought down near the 20.
We'll wait and see what the call is.
Dawson Livingston was there to make the hit for Berry.
Offside. Defense, number 12. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it
Replay,
looks like
2nd down.
David Atachu might have lined up in the neutral zone and caused the offside penalty.
So that won't be a first down, but moves them 5 yards forward. Basically takes away the delay of game penalty on the first play. Makes it 2nd down and 10 now. As Franklin rolls out, Petty in pursuit and able to dump it out to Kaiser in the flat, who's still on his feet. A decent gain for Trinity as Franklin almost had to deal with Petty coming from the backside.
Yeah, good pursuit by the defense, able to only give a minimal gain, and it looks like the defense is going to go for their speed package, their coverage package here.
Yeah, we see Brooks Thompson come in. He's emerged as a player to watch on this Vikings defense. He's had a couple of very big games. That Maryville game specifically had a lot of big plays down the stretch. He comes in. As Franklin looking downfield. That one tipped at the line of scrimmage, it looked like. Carver Cole got a hand on it, I believe.
Yeah, that was a great outside move on the field side. They lined up all 3 linebackers, including Mike Clark on the inside, to push the pocket. And 27 there was able to get a hand on the ball.
As Lions back to return again. Jackson Runyon to punt for Trinity. He gets this one away. Short punt. Lions will let it bounce and field it just past the 40. Makes one man miss, running for the sideline. He's going down the sideline, gets pushed out of bounds. Or no, he stays on his feet, they'll say. I thought he was out at the 50. Instead, he gets down to the 20-yard line. A good return for the Vikings.
Yeah, wow. Nate Lyons able to make a man miss there and toe tap his way about 20 yards into Trinity field possession.
We'll take a look on the replay here. As he did stay in bounds. Impressive balance there by Lyons.
Yeah, it looks like he almost stepped out at the 50, but again, able to tap his toes down the field.
So the Vikings will start with excellent field position. And it looks like Trinity could be challenging this one to see if he did step out. Shout out to our camera crew for capturing that one so well. They'll have a good replay to go to if they do challenge. And they will go to review here.
Yeah, this was very close, and if I was right, and he may have stepped out at midfield, that'll back him up 25 yards. Like we said earlier, that was
taking a look here. As it looks like he's tiptoeing the sidelines. Ooh, might have stepped out at the 49. It's hard to tell with the player in the way, though. That might help the Vikings out. It has to be clear evidence to overturn it. As they'll head to the replay booth. And we'll take a quick break here as well. We'll come back once they find their decision.
Player stepped out of bounds at the 49.5-yard line. First down.
So coming back after the replay, they'll say Lions stepped out at the 49.5-yard line after looking at the video. Still good starting field position now for the Vikings as they look to cash in on offense. Nobody's gotten any points on the scoreboard yet. A defensive struggle between these two teams so far.
Yeah, great job by the Vikings defense being able to bounce back from these very offense turnovers and giving them good field position to try and get back.
Absolutely, this Vikings defense has done their fair share for sure. The offense trying to give them a little bit of run support now. As the Vikings will start with it just over midfield. Lewis looking to pass. Looking for the sideline as Herring couldn't bring it in. Or sorry, that was Lions.
Yeah, they flooded the receivers to that side right there, and the field side defensive end, Jonathan Wobu, having to be double teamed to try and protect Christian Lewis there.
And good coverage there by Njoku on Lions. A hard cover there, especially with Lions' speed coming towards that sideline, but able to stay with them, force the incompletion. Second down and 10 now. It's Sykes in the backfield now instead of Rogers, as he looks to get going a little bit. Go forward for a gain of 3. Maybe they'll give him 3.5. And third down and 6. So a little bit more of an obvious passing third down for the Vikings, so Christian Lewis stays in.
Yeah, a spot that the Vikings need to stay out of today. Trinity giving up only 28.9% of their third downs, as their defense is very good on third down.
Yeah, not a game you want to play too often if you're the Vikings, but they certainly have played it enough times today to know how it goes. The Vikings have been able to convert a couple big third and fourth downs. They'll try to do that again here. Lewis going to have to scramble. Lewis taking off, and he's going to be close to that marker. If he didn't get it, the Vikings probably going to go for it. Coach K trying to help out with the spot, telling him right where he went out of bounds. About as unbiased as it gets. And it will be enough to move the chains. Lewis able to use his legs to convert that one. Not something Lewis is necessarily known for, being a runner. But able to get the job done there on third down, extend this drive. As Lewis looking for a receiver across the middle. Looks like Kamari Smith hauls it in.
Yeah, Judson Crockett was all over him. Props to Kamari for being able to use those strong hands and bring it in.
Another play that'll move the chains for the Vikings as they get towards the red zone. And if you're the Vikings, you've got to be a little bit more mindful of being careful with the football, finishing with points. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, you got to just take any point you can get right now. Coleman goes across the formation. Lewis under center with Sykes in the backfield.
1st and 10 inside the 30. They may take a shot here.
Play clock running down. They get the snap off. It's a handoff to Sykes. He runs between tackles and powers forward for a gain of 5. A hard-earned 5 yards, though, as he's brought down by Scarnell. Add another tackle to the list for the leading tackler. The San Antonio native has certainly had a monster year this year. Senior leaving it all out there. Like we said, that stat line earlier, first team all-conference selection for Scarnell. Some more pre-snap motion. As Lewis looking to pass, has Rogers out in the flat, and Rogers gets inside the end zone for a touchdown. A big play for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was huge. Sending their receivers all the way down the field, sending their DBs all the way to the end zone, giving Josh a little space to work. Josh Rogers.
And a little bit of a muddle huddle action now. Something we've seen plenty of times this year out of the Vikings. We'll see if they decide to go for 2 or line up for the field goal. They will just snap it to Lions. Lions dives over the center. And Lions, with the acrobatics, picks up the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Barry is not afraid to go for two and get this muddle huddle going. They always try and find a way to find a mismatch. And Nate Lyons not even having a mismatch, just being the acrobat, like you said, and getting those 2 points on the board.
Yeah, that play was called the I'm more athletic than you, and hurdles the defensive lineman. So the Vikings cash in with 8 points on the scoreboard. And Trey Richards will boot it away on the kickoff. Trinity with a chance to answer. Lions started that drive with a good return and good starting field position. Ends it with a 2-point conversion.
In this type of game, like we said, this defensive battle, that extra point is going to be crucial by the fourth quarter.
It entirely changes the way you play both on offense and defense. Because now if Trinity, you score a touchdown, you kind of feel a little bit of pressure that you also have to go for two. Maybe not something you were prepared to do so early in a game. And you burn some of your 2-point conversion plays early, or you just don't get it and now you're down by 2. So it really does provoke a little bit more thinking and strategy out of Trinity. And last week in the Vikings game versus LaGrange, that was the difference. One of those 2-point conversions put the Vikings up by 4 late in the game. LaGrange couldn't kick a field goal to tie it. They needed a touchdown and weren't able to convert. So, like you said, could be a huge difference down later in the stretch. So this Trinity offense coming back out to take over, looking to make something happen with 8:46 left to go in the half.
Yeah, and by the way, we forgot to mention, Barry had the ball at the beginning of the second quarter. They were able to burn almost half the second quarter off.
Yeah, something they do extremely well, keeping the ball on the ground, letting that play clock get down underneath 10, and just killing some clock. It's a handoff to Huerta on the outside. But that's Drayshawn Stevens going for the legs.
Yeah, great tackle. And big Mike Clark in the center, pushing that offensive lineman back and having the running back bounce into the arms of Drayshawn Stevens.
We've said this a couple times on numerous broadcasts, but Michael Clark may be legitimately one of the scariest individuals you'll come across between his speed, his size, and his strength. Just a freak of nature on the defensive line. As Franklin in the empty backfield looking to pass, unable to be hauled in there. The intended receiver was Tavares, the first time calling his name today. The ball a little low, couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Trinity and Tavares to not be able to bring that in. That would have set them up for 3rd and 5. Now they're 3rd and 11 and may have to go with a big passing package.
And like you were just talking about, the Vikings able to burn like half of the quarter here, bring it down to 8 minutes. A 3-and-out here would mean you take 20 seconds off the clock and give it right back to the Vikings. Not what you want to do if you're Trinity right now. You need a big conversion here on 3rd down. Franklin has company this time in the backfield. Looks like it'll be Kaiser. Or sorry, that's Milo with it. A quick pass out. And it's caught by Hancock, but still well short of the 3rd down marker. A good tackle there by Traverso, I believe. Just a quick pass. Hancock able to make a couple miss, but he's not making Traverso miss.
Yeah, they sent 5 on the defense, but dropped back Will Johnson back into coverage, able to pursue. He was able to get blocked, but Gian Traverso able to make the tackle there. Good pursuit.
So another punt here for Trinity. The defense of the Vikings comes up big once more. As Petty almost got the block. I think it might have been tipped. As that was about as close as you can get if you're Cade Petty. Leads the country in blocked kicks this year. Almost added another to the resume. Instead, a decent punt for Trinity gets the Vikings at their 35-yard line. 7 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in this first half.
Yeah, I would not want to be the special teams coordinator on the opposite side, having to deal with this punt return, punt block team. As Cade Petty, I believe 5 or 6 blocked kicks on the season. 5 blocked kicks on the season. And makes you think a little bit as a punter and as a punt unit.
Yeah, we saw a lot of shanked punts last week, and a lot of that is due to just the Vikings speeding up that process in the backfield. And the punter unable to get a good foot on it. As Rogers starts with the carry, he gets brought down immediately behind the line of scrimmage. A big tackle there. That was Nagacha. Got Rogers in the backfield.
Yeah, great penetration by Nagacha. He got Josh Rogers there.
As the Vikings start off with a negative play. 2nd down and 13 for the Vikings. Tight formation with Herring and Smith out at the top of your screen. Fakes the handoff. Lewis rolling out that way. As that was Kamari Smith with the drop. It looked like that was Scarnell in coverage, just able to kind of throw off Smith's vision as that one came in.
Yeah, you might have heard the footsteps there. A missed opportunity by Barry and Kamari Smith there. Having 3rd and 13 now instead of 3rd and 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten the first down, but would have been much more manageable as the Vikings find themselves 3rd down and long. Obvious passing down now for the Vikings. Lewis will stay in rather than Hunter. And the Vikings look to spread things out a little bit more between Herring and Gray on the near side. Lyons and Smith, but we'll get a timeout called by the Vikings. They'll talk about this one a little bit longer as we take a break here with 6:30 left to go in this first half. As coming back here, we'll take a look at the bracket. The winner of this game will play the winner of Mount Union and John Carroll. Mount Union up 7-0 on John Carroll to start as we get ready for a big 3rd down conversion here with Lewis in the backfield. Coming out of the timeout, the Vikings took a little bit of extra time to talk about this one. Lewis and Turner in the backfield. As immediate pressure, Lewis has to roll out. He'll have to improvise a little bit. Has Lyons down the field, but just can't quite get it to him.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, but how about Nagacha again in the backfield, making his presence known and having Christian Lewis flush out of the pocket and force an errant throw.
Well, Bodu on the other side is causing them to double team with Jake Turner, and now you have Nagacha on the other side all alone as the Vikings answer with a quick punt of their own after Trinity does the same. Hamby fields a high snap, good spiral punt, and will take a bounce before being fielded by Kaiser. Spins out of 2 tackles, but brought down. Good coverage by the Vikings to get down there.
Yeah, that look at this athletic ability, being able to miss 1, 2, and being tackled on the 3rd tackler.
3rd time's the charm for the Vikings punt unit, as they'll start this drive on the 34-yard line. 6:12 left to play in the first half. As it's been, other than the Rogers lone touchdown, it's just been in between the 30s for these two teams, battling it out defensively. As Franklin will start in an empty backfield. Looking downfield, Melville stumbles, unable to get to him as Melville lost his footing as he got to Franklin, but still forces Franklin to throw it away as he went to go grab the ankle. As you can see him lose his footing just as he comes around the edge there.
Yeah, Jaden Melville with the big double swipe on 55, the right tackle, and being able to bend the hoop to get to Franklin there.
And Franklin is lucky that Melville lost his footing. Otherwise, he was going directly into Franklin's back with a full head of steam. And that's when you see balls come loose a lot of times. 2nd down and 10 after Franklin settles for the incompletion. It'll be a designed keeper for Franklin. Runs into Michael Clark in the middle. Livingston had the legs. Clark had the top.
There's that strength of Mike Clark that you talked about, and Dawson Livingston floating over the line to be able to fill in where he need be.
Yeah, Clark with the spin move to get to where he needed to be. You can see him right there. As Clark standing at 5'8", 280 pounds.
And that is 280 pounds of muscle and strength.
And like I said, he can get moving too. If you see him in the open field, he can chase almost anyone down. As a deep look here, way over the head of everybody.
Yeah.
Would have been a home run in the right field of Yankee Stadium, but instead an incompletion.
The Berry defense showing 6 on the line, confusing that offensive line and showing pressure. That quarterback having to get it out quick.
So Jackson Runyon, the star of the show today for Trinity, out to punt again. And you can see Cade Petty, number 1 there for the Vikings in the middle as he floats to the outside now. Everybody on the line of scrimmage for Trinity as they just try to come up with an answer to get rid of this continued pressure the Vikings have put on their punter. Lions back to return again as well. And it's a high snap. Petty's in pursuit. And they kick it out the goal line, crossbar. As that'll be a penalty, a safety. And disaster on special teams for Trinity as Runyon kicked it, but it was out the back of the end zone instead of forwards.
Yeah, they're going to enforce that penalty on the kickoff, or on the punt actually, because of it being a safety. But you can't have that as the Tigers lose an opportunity there and giving the Vikings an extra advantage.
As we'll take another look at this one in a second. As they're still talking about it. I'm not sure. They're talking to Coach K right now to, I believe, see what his decision is. As we'll wait and see the decision here.
Illegally kicking the ball on the kicking team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So it won't be a safety. They'll call it illegal kicking on the 1-yard line. So the Vikings offense takes over on the 1-yard line with a chance to put 6 on the board. Or it'll be the half-yard line. That ball's almost in the end zone.
Yeah, he kicked it right outside of the end zone. I thought from up here that he was in the end zone, but I was mistaken. And I don't even know what's a better situation if you're Berry College here.
With the safety, you put 2 guaranteed points on the board, get the ball back, but now you're starting at the half-yard line here. And this is where the Vikings make most of their money. Andrew Hunter in the backfield. He's got just a few touchdowns from this position this year, as he's got 17 rushing touchdowns on the year so far, but a penalty flag down on the far side.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be offsides on the defense, trying to get a jump on the offensive line.
And to be honest, that's not a bad penalty. You don't lose a whole lot. The ball's already on the half-yard line. So trying to time it's not the worst thing in the world if you're on defense right now.
Yeah, you couldn't get closer. It's on the 1 centimeter line right now. So I wonder what Berry's got dialed up here and see if Trinity can bow their necks and stop them right here.
As it won't be Hunter in the game, actually. It'll be Lewis. I believe they're going to go for the tush push. As the Vikings. No signal yet, and touchdown Vikings! They put up 6 on the special teams miscue from the Tigers. Christian Lewis shoves his way in for the touchdown, loses a helmet, and has words of encouragement for this Trinity defense.
Yeah, that would have been a guaranteed good situation for the Vikings. I guarantee you they would have done that 4 straight times if they couldn't before. And even if they didn't convert, their defense would have gone after that safety.
As Richards will just punch through the extra point for the Vikings here. No muddle huddle this time. As the Vikings cash in on the special teams error. And now you're in a dangerous spot if you're Trinity, down by 2 scores The good news is that you get the ball coming out of halftime. You get a chance to do something with it here. If you can get a nice, long, sustained 5-minute drive, punch it in, double dip, come back after halftime and do the same, that would be your best case scenario if you're Trinity right now. And if you're the offensive coordinator for Trinity, you got to tell your team, we're taking care of the ball, no negative plays, just have to extend the drive a little bit.
Yeah, you got to try and go 2 for 1 here and try and get in the same realm, being 2 scores behind, and hopefully after the first possession on the third quarter being either tied up or behind by 1.
Yeah, this Vikings defense has done a great job. They'll have to make some adjustments to get by it. As right now on the day, between Franklin's loss of 17 yards, a net of 0 rushing yards on the day, only 56 through the air, this Vikings defense has held firm.
Yeah, we've mentioned that before with Barry's turnovers and still keeping 0 up on the board. That is huge.
Ray Richards kicks it away.
As a big play there. Big buoy for the Vikings. Gets the coverage down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Barry's special teams has been great, especially their kickoff outside of their punt block. They only let up 15 yards of return on kicks.
Yeah, they fly to the ball. They put such an importance on special teams. Those guys, you can tell how much it means to them to be out there.
Especially in a ranked battle like this, winning the special teams is one of the crucial things for both teams.
As Franklin, backed up against the end zone, has his work cut out for him. It'll be a handoff there on first down to Milo, who plows his way forward for a good gain of 7, keeping him on schedule here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go straight for the approach that you just talked about. Long, sustained drives, set up second and manageable, and keep pushing the sticks down the field.
Gain of 8, second down and 2.
Franklin gonna have to lead this offense, like I said, on a long drive here. Franklin looking like he's going to take off, and he will. He's got a good lane to run, but chased down by behind. Drayshawn Stevens with another timely tackle. We've called his name a couple times in big moments, but Trinity good enough to get the first down.
Drayshawn Stevens was there on the
Yeah, the Tigers not afraid to make Franklin run, and Franklin himself not afraid to run and move those sticks. So it looks like Trinity is going to go for a 2-by-2 formation here and might be throwing down the field.
As Thompson was showing pressure at first, it's Milo on the handoff and a good tackle coming off the edge.
Johnny Milo takes the handoff. Jules Davis once again there to wrap him up for the Vikings.
A good tackle there by the Vikings, getting him down for a minimal gain. Second down and 9 now for Trinity. Second down and 9 now, trying to make up some yardage. Running out of time, dumps it off to the running back. Huerta still on his feet. It gets brought down from behind. Lewis has the football. Lewis still running with it. The Vikings defense forces another turnover as Huerta gets chased down.
Yeah, that was the nose guard, Martin Trejo. How about the nose guard pursuing and punching that ball out?
We said earlier, those hits from behind where you're not really ready for it is usually where you see the ball come out as we take another look, and that's exactly what happened as Huerta was running in green pastures and just gets chased down.
Yeah, he got absolutely rocked by Trejo there.
And the Vikings come up with another timely turnover.
3:03 on the clock, not to mention. Plenty of time to manage their way down the field.
Doomsday scenario right now. If you're the Tigers, you needed to put something on the scoreboard as Sykes adds insult to injury. He's going in a big run by Sykes.
Meadows.
Yeah, that running game has never wavered. As you see Colby Sykes in between the tackles, Reed Richards, McCormick Langford, Christian Bell able to wash the whole defensive line to the right side, giving him space to get to the second level and use his speed.
Kobe Brown saves a touchdown with that tackle too. Sykes has the speed to break it off. As a run play here for Sykes, that time not a lot of room. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Trinity, the Tigers defense, showing their presence and making sure that I eat my words and saying that run game isn't going to go for long.
As in the grand scheme of things, this Trinity defense has played a good game. They gave up a touchdown from the half-yard line and one touchdown off a big punt return. So they've done what they can. Their offense and special teams not necessarily helping them out right now. As we get a timeout called, and we'll take a look at some stats here in the first half. As Trinity right now on offense, minus 12 in the rushing department. Not ideal, as the punt helped out with that. Minus 34 yards on the punt. And we'll take a look at first downs here. The Vikings with 9 to Trinity's 4. The Vikings outgaining the Tigers by more than double. And the turnovers have been the real difference today as well. 2 fumbles for Trinity, as the Vikings have 2 of their own in terms of interceptions.
Yeah, did not expect to see this many turnovers. Even if you were expecting a defensive battle, did not expect to see 4 turnovers in the first half together.
100%. Both teams haven't turned the ball over at all this year on offense. Both quarterbacks with Hondo Franklin and Christian Lewis have been extremely careful with the ball. Lewis has 3. I believe Franklin had 5 coming into today across the entire season.
Yeah, Trinity only letting up 4 fumbles. Losing 4 fumbles on the whole season before today, and now losing 2 in one game.
So it'll be Andrew Hunter in on second down. As Sykes, another big run. Sykes still on his feet. He's going for the pylon. Colby Sykes, touchdown. Are you not entertained, Colby Sykes?
That run game on Barry's side, that offensive line, as we're going to take a look. Colby Sykes, again, able to use his speed once he got to the second level from his help of the offensive line.
So Sykes, the maestro of that drive, able to get the Vikings into the end zone, convert on another big turnover as the Vikings up 21-0 right now. And Richards knocks it through, makes it 22-0. So now you're in a dangerous spot if you're Trinity's offense. A minute 52 left. You're going to have to run a 2-minute drill essentially. Cash in on offense, and you get the ball back to start the second half, and so you can make a dent in the lead. But you have to do something on offense here.
Yeah, very different scenario from what we mentioned on this on the last Barry kickoff. You can go 2 for 1 here still in the third quarter, but you're still going to be down a score.
And so the defense, that one, it just seems like Trinity has played a lot of defense on this first half, and that one looked like they just had been worn down a little bit.
Yeah, Trinity's run defense usually is very, very strong, only letting up 2.5 yards a carry on the season. But Colby Sykes and Josh Rogers and that Barry offensive line showing that they are not fooled.
Yeah, like you said, this Trinity defense giving up 87 rush yards a game. Right now, the Vikings had 114 through the first half. And that was the story of the last meeting. And a good coverage once more. A little bit of extracurriculars as some tempers flare a little bit on special teams. Not uncommon for this Vikings team. Like we said, the special teams unit very passionate. And we saw last week the tempers flare a little bit too much at times.
Yeah, as we're going to probably see a 2-minute drill here from the Trinity Tigers and try and get this ball downfield quickly as they have 3 timeouts and 1:45 left on the clock.
Yeah, the 2-minute timeout already passed, so just the 3 timeouts in their pocket left to go. As Franklin trying to orchestrate a scoring drive here. He'll take a shot right at the back. Traveras all by himself, but he can't haul it in.
Yikes, just underthrown. And there he is again as the second target for number 11 there. But Dawson Livingston on the outside being able to pursue and hit the quarterback on that throw.
Yeah, we were talking about Traveras as the deep threat, and he definitely got past his man. Bryson Williams was in coverage that time for the Vikings. And Traveras, if he caught that in stride, that was an easy 6 on the board. But like you said, just a little bit underthrown by Franklin. Traveras can't quite adjust to it. And a missed opportunity for this Trinity offense. As they're going to try a run here with Milo. Get a healthy gain of 7, makes 3rd down a little bit more manageable as they won't use a timeout, but they'll go quickly. And Petty is down for the Vikings holding that right ankle. So it'll be a timeout for an injured player here. As didn't see what happened there, but we'll take a quick break as they tend to Petty. Be right back after the break. As Franklin taking the snap, quick throw up the middle, but read it all the way. Jack Murray came crashing down to deliver the blow.
Yeah, one of the leading tacklers, the free safety for Barry, Jack Murray, laying the boom on the receiver there.
I mean, that play happened pretty fast, and Murray diagnosed it the entire way. Just excellent awareness from your safety. And another Trinity punt. As Runyon maybe a little bit more relief with Petty on the sideline. But you have to have that last snap kind of sitting in the back of your head. You've been sitting over there just thinking about it the entire time. And you'll have to recollect here and try to at least pin the Vikings past the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and Barry having 1:24 on the clock still.
This one, a spiraling punt right to Lyons. He'll return it. Looking to reverse field, show off some of that speed. Cuts back and gets inside the 40-yard line for the Vikings. So they'll have 1:12 left. And they'll have 2 timeouts in their pocket. See if they can make something happen on the other end.
Yeah, Barry looking to really separate this game before half and go into the locker room very confident for this next second half.
And if you're Trinity, this is not exactly how you had this first half scripted or how you thought it was going to go in your head. You had a close game going into halftime. Last time these teams played, lost it in the second half. But this one has come crumbling apart here early, down 22-0, looking for any signs of life right now. As Lewis drops back to pass, he'll hit Rogers in the short yardage situation. Rogers stays on his feet and gets the first down.
Yeah, there it is again, finding Josh Rogers in between the zones and getting him in space to make a man miss.
As Lewis looking downfield, he'll just throw that one away. Smart play, stops the clock. 2nd down and maybe an inch.
Yeah, that time they kept Josh Rogers in for the 6-man protection for Lewis to be able to maybe get downfield, but not able to find anybody as he couldn't find anybody in between the zones.
Bring up 3rd down and 1.
But it will stop the clock, so it will give Barry 57 seconds on 3rd and short to work, as it looks like they're going to bring in 2 more offensive linemen in the Andrew Hunter package.
No mystery on what's happening with this one. As they'll need a 1st down to continue this drive. Hunter and Turner in the backfield. Play clock down to 5. Hunter gets the snap off. He'll go charging forward, and it'll be enough to pick up the 1st down before getting pushed back. Forward progress will give him the 1st down. And Coach Konchesky will call a timeout, it looks like. So stops the clock at 52 seconds. Vikings with the 1st down in Trinity territory. We'll be right back after this short timeout. Coming back out of the timeout here, the Vikings trying to at least put something extra up on the board here as they have a commanding 22-0 lead right now over 17-ranked Trinity here in the 3rd round of the NCAA playoffs. Lewis, an empty backfield. It'll be a quick pass out to Lyons. He'll get towards the outside, try to get out of bounds as he will, stops the clock.
Quick out pass completed to
Makes it 2nd down and 4, 6-yard gain for Lyons.
Push him out of bounds.
Yeah, just going to try and get those guys out in space and then get out of bounds and save that extra timeout for when it's needed.
As Vikings going no huddle here. Trying to see if they can wear down this Trinity defense. Lewis looking downfield for Herring just outside the reach, but a flag comes out in the area of pass interference. Kobe Brown, the freshman, in coverage.
Yeah, it looks like Cody Brown may have grabbed Bryce Herring's face mask.
You saw him adjust it mid-play as if it had been grabbed or tugged on or something of the sorts. And it looks like the ref caught that one.
Yeah, that is not ideal if you're Trinity. That will set them 15 yards closer to the end zone. And now if you're Barry, you're seeing end zone.
As that's exactly what it will be. And we were talking earlier in warm-ups, it looked like Richards was hitting for about 42-ish, 43 yards, relatively comfortably.
15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
As they're inside that range now, we're right at it. So at the very least, they should be walking away with 3. But you know this Vikings offense wants the end zone, a team that averages 37 points a game. Already at 22 here in the 1st half. Lewis has all day. So looking downfield as he'll just throw this one away, runs out of time.
Yeah, good decision. Nate Lyons and Kamari Smith on the right side of the field, smothered by 2 defenders at the same time.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage. The offensive line did a good job. But it was Scarnell dropping back into coverage on Lyons, able to take that away. And I believe it was Brown on Kamari Smith taking away that deep pass as well. Lewis wisely just throws it away.
Yeah, from here you have about a 45-yard field goal, so you're looking to get a little bit more to feel comfortable if you're putting 3 on the board.
Lewis with the empty backfield. Rogers all the way out in the flat. We saw him with a receiving touchdown earlier today. Lewis going down the seam and barely misses Bryce Herring. As Lewis got drilled, the helmet comes off again.
Yeah, that was Jackson Pressmeyer coming through the middle, working a counter spin move and hitting him face mask to face mask, causing him to overthrow Bryce Herring.
There is no foul on the play. There was no indicator.
So Lewis will have to come out for this play. Since the helmet came off, luckily you have Andrew Hunter, a very capable quarterback in his own right.
Yeah, Andrew Hunter still has 7 passing touchdowns on the season, throwing 65%.
Yeah, when Lewis got injured in the first game of the year, he came in and was the full-time quarterback until Lewis got healthy, and they've been splitting duties since. As Hunter drops back to pass, has all day, looking in the flat and won't get it, but a flag comes out late. This could be interesting to determine which team it's against, and it looks like it's going to go against the Vikings.
Yeah, it looks like the right tackle, Tyler Martin, held number 92, Nagacha, and he was in the backfield again, but Tyler Martin holding, yes.
And that's a tough one to swallow if you're the Vikings, because Nagacha wasn't anywhere close to Hunter or impacting the play, but it backs you up possibly out of field goal range, leaving some points on the board here.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Hunter was trying to get the ball down the field pretty far, but it looked like he had a little bit of green ahead of him and could have run out of bounds possibly at the 20-yard line or so.
Vikings still had a timeout too, so just trying to make up some of that field goal yardage as well. Instead, it'll be the offense staying out on the field.
Yeah, it looks like at this point you're trying to set up 4th and manageable here.
3rd down and 20 for the Vikings with the penalty. As Lewis can't haul it in. Herring misses that one. First 2 weren't great passes, but that one definitely could have been hauled in if you're Herring, and that's one you want back.
Yeah, as we see on the replay, he threw it right in between the zones of the safety, the corner, and the linebacker, throwing it right on his back shoulder to fit that in, but a missed opportunity from Barry as they're going to line up to punt here.
So a good stand here by the Trinity defense, especially the secondary on coverage during those 3 plays or that sequence. And they able to bend but not break, keep the Vikings off the scoreboard as the half comes to a close. Hamby will come out to punt with 20 seconds left. Hamby has all day, a short little pooch punt. Inside the 10-yard line, Brooks Thompson gets down there to down it. So about 9-10 seconds left. Not much Trinity can do. Likely just going to knee this one out.
Yeah, but you're very happy if you're Trinity there. Being able to hold them to 22 points to go into the half, that was the best case scenario that they could have been in once Barry got the ball back.
Absolutely. Penalty ended up helping out the defense as well, but still a great stand from that Trinity defense. All started with the secondary being able to hold the Vikings receivers off the stat book.
Yeah, it looks like they may just give it to Milo here and maybe have him break one here, possibly, but they're not going to force anything.
It will be a pass, as Franklin will just slide, and it looks like that'll end the half here as we go into halftime. The Vikings with a 22-0 lead. As the other game that these 2 teams worried about, Mount Union and John Carroll. Mount Union only up 7-0 at halftime over there in that one. The winners of either of those games will play each other in the next round, as it all leads up towards the Stag Bowl, the national championship for Division III, as that'll be in Canton, Ohio this year, January 4th. You're not going to want to miss that one. Some really talented teams looking to make a run, the Vikings and Trinity included, as we get down to the final teams left in Division III. As taking a look at the bracket, like I said, Mount Union, John Carroll playing right now at Mount Union. They're the higher seed, as the number 1 seed in the region, Barry the number 2 seed in the region. As Trinity able to beat Hardin-Simmons to get here last week. As in a minute, we'll hear from the head coach of Trinity down with our sideline reporter, Jonah Hatchett, taking a look at some stats here. The Vikings' yardage, the most obvious discrepancy, as we throw it down to Jonah Hatchett on the sideline.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm standing here with Trinity head coach Urban. Coach, Despite what the scoreboard says, the defense played a very solid first half, I would think. Got a couple of good turnovers. What's the message going into halftime, and how do you respond?
Well, thankfully, it's a 60-minute game, right? You're correct. Defense has been on the field too much. They caused some turnovers, had some big plays. Offense has to step up and reciprocate that. We gave the ball back. Again, tip my hat to the Berry defense for going back in sudden change moments and create some momentum back for them, and they've done a good job putting points on the board. But again, it's 30 minutes, and if we don't fix what we need to fix, we're going to go home. And so again, we've got to regroup and come out and play some ball.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Well, we'll be right back after a couple of words from the sponsors to pay the bills. You're watching some NCAA football on ESPN+.
I mean to go get in the couple. Yeah, you my dog, so we dead, not a question, but I can't. But you like I want, got you ready. Got $1 million in a wall in the bank, got it. Stepped on, got it hard, got it cracking on her. $500,000, I just did a warm over $500,000. I can buy the building, I can rent it, I just save it for the children. I can get that'll give it to the villains. Somewhere they can hide when they do some killing. All of the rides got grenade ceilings. Loaded with a ride, cost a cool million. Rose gold seat on a helicopter, double C, no Chanel, cause she's bad, bad, bad. Ride it, have a socket, I can cuff you in the Rari, let you ride it, then you rap, and you're bad, bad, bad. Don't plan, no Atari, I won't play with you for nothing, I can eat you like hibachi, cause you're bad, bad, bad. I just took the door, the beginning, we're riding, and I'm sliding on the
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Barry head coach Tony Konchesky. Coach, great first half on both sides of the ball, coming away with 2 turnovers on the defensive end and 3 touchdowns in the first half. What was the message at halftime?
Well, the message at halftime was that we're playing a really good football team in Trinity. So, we're pleased with our first half performance, but we also know that we threw a pick in the end zone, and there's another one that we drove pretty far down the field, so we felt like we could be up by even more. So we're going to make sure we take advantage of those opportunities in the second half. But pleased with where we're at right now, but we're very familiar with the team over there, so there will be no celebrating yet. If we do, then we're going to be in trouble.
Yes, sir. Keys to the second half. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, start off fast in this second half.
Sounds good. All right, thank you for your time. All right, we heard it here first, coach. Or excuse me, you heard it here first, guys. Start fast and finish fast. Barry up 22-0. We'll be right back after a quick break to start the second half.
Back here after the break as 22-0 Vikings lead. Coming out of halftime, you heard Coach K talk with our sideline reporter Jonah Hatchett about the importance of not letting up here, coming out with your foot on the gas still despite the 3-score lead. Because, as Coach K said, this is a team the Vikings are very familiar with across the sideline in Trinity. Conference opponents played each other many, many years now, and they know what Trinity is capable of, and Trinity is not out of this game yet. We heard from Trinity coach at the half, and he said basically the same thing, that this one's not over yet.
Yeah, most of these matchups between Barry and Trinity have mainly been one-score matchups, so they're not afraid to stick to bow their neck and get into this one.
So through 6 quarters of action this season versus the Vikings, this Trinity offense only put up 6 points, no touchdowns yet this season, as they'll look to change that with the first drive of the second half here and see if they can get up on the board. Franklin getting this one out quick as Petty right back out. Apparently the injury's not too bad as he's able to bring down, that was Tyson Hancock.
Yeah, we see on the replay, Gabe Petty was able to stick that left leg in the ground and make the tackle here.
So a good play there by Petty, forces a loss of 3 yards. Another pass here for Franklin. He's going to run in some pressure, rolling out, looking downfield, has Hancock, and this time he brings it in and beats Petty down the sideline. Tyson Hancock hauling that one in to get into Berry territory.
Yeah, that was huge, a huge spark for Trinity's offense, being able to get it upfield on the scramble drill. It's very hard for a defense to cover a scramble drill, and he finds his space.
Yeah, good improv there by Hondo Franklin as he almost ran into Jaden Melville, a person he's become quite acquainted with through that first half, able to evade some pressure and get it downfield to one of his playmakers. As like you said, a good start as they go right back. This time Traveres comes down with it. What a catch there. Alejandro Traveres goes up and gets it, climbs the ladder, and comes back down with a football.
That is the one that we've been looking for. Traveres is that deep threat guy coming in with 884 yards and 13 touchdowns on the season. He is their guy, and he's finally able to bring one in after 3 targets.
Trinity coming out with a renewed sense of purpose out of the halftime locker room as they are knocking on the doorstep. Vikings trying to hold them. This year in the red zone, Trinity is a whopping 40 of 47 as they'll look to cash in. But Brooks Thompson delivers the boom.
Yeah, great job setting that edge, penetrating on the defensive line, making the quarterback, making Hondo have to bounce back outside for Brooks Thompson to come in and make that play.
And Hondo might have been thankful it was Brooks Thompson, because if not, it was Gian Traverso, who might be one of the hardest hitters on this team. Second down and goal now.
Yeah, it looks like Berry has a speed package and Dawson Livingston out of tackle position.
It's a run play up the middle. Milo is going to fall short. They'll be at inside the 1 yard line or right on it. Knocking on the doorstep here, third down. They'll spot it right at the 1 yard line.
And here comes Colin Bishop in at quarterback, number 15. He's pretty much their running quarterback. 2 weeks ago, having 17 rushes against Maryville, and it looks like they're going to bring in an extra offensive lineman as well. So no surprise what's about to happen here.
So a big front. As an early timeout here called by Berry. I think they recognize the different personnel, and they're going to burn an early timeout.
Yeah, they had 12 men on the field and burned that timeout to try and not get a penalty on that play.
Yeah, so a good timeout early here in the first half. 12:01 left to play. As 12 men on the field with the new personnel. Colin Bishop out there, like you said, 17 carries for Maryville. Hardin Simmons kind of knew it was coming, able to sniff it out last week. But still just another thing you have to prepare for. Adds a wrinkle of your offense. And we were looking at Colin Bishop down there in warm-ups earlier, Luke, and he's got a really solid build, a big guy, someone who's hard to bring down once he gets going.
Yeah, he's not afraid to stick that shoulder down and run through somebody. We're about to see what this Berry defense and this Trinity offensive line is made up of right here.
And like you pointed out, well, it doesn't look like it'll be Bishop coming out of the timeout. It will be Hondo Franklin, but pointed out that there's a Vikings defense that sees it all the time in practice with Andrew Hunter. So should be relatively prepared as Franklin fakes the handoff, looking for the edge. Has a receiver, touchdown Trinity as they find themselves in the end zone. Franklin soaks a big hit, but it's a touchdown.
Yeah,
as it was their tight end hauling it in. Franklin is still down as he took a big hit from Traveres.
Yeah, good job by Franklin there, selling the run, getting Ravane, the tight end, open. His first receiving touchdown of the season.
It was a touchdown for Trinity.
As Franklin was able to get up, but took him a while, and he took a big hit from Traverso. So, pending the extra point, Trinity put 7 up on the board. And the extra point is up and good, so Trinity gets their first touchdown of the year versus the Vikings here in the third quarter of the second meeting between these two teams.
Yeah, it looks like both teams knew what was coming. Coach Konchesky knew that this Trinity team was not going to back down, and it made their presence known.
Absolutely. Like you said, season's on the line here. It's win or go home. Just trying to extend your season week by week here, and Trinity not going softly.
Yeah, like mentioned earlier, these teams have been in close matchups throughout history. I mean, the last 3 seasons, most of them have been one-score matchups, and here at Valhalla Stadium, they are both 2-2. So a very even matchup throughout history here between Barry and Trinity. So I mean, we are not expecting a blowout here.
Yeah, Trinity in the matchup, 5 wins to 3 losses. Most of the losses coming in recent history, like you just said. Their 9th meeting all time here in the playoffs. The first time these teams have met in the playoffs. As Warrington fields a short kick here. He's got room to run. Another good return by Warrington. Gets out past the 35-yard line.
Warrington uplifted near the 33-yard line.
And the Vikings take over with excellent field position as we take another look at the return.
Yeah, Sammy Konchesky up, missing that block, unfortunately. And number 15 for Trinity, able to get him at the feet.
If Konchesky could have connected on that block, it could have been even more trouble for the Tigers. Instead, Warrington down right at the 34-yard line. The Vikings offense comes out for the first time this second half. We saw the Trinity offense out. Somebody with a fire underneath them at halftime, and I got a guess on who it was. As Rogers gets the handoff, trying to evade a tackler, and he does, stumbles forward for a gain of 2.
Hand off to Josh Rogers to begin the drive for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was Jaden Powell on the outside edge right there, trying to set the edge. Just Josh Rogers just slipping from his grip to gain an extra yard or 2 after contact.
2nd down and 8. Lewis will start out in an empty backfield. A lot of times we see somebody motion out into it, as we do here. Rogers comes in behind him as Lewis shifts to under center. Another handoff for Rogers as he's still on his feet running, and that's a good block shed there. Parker Moeller able to get off the block and bring Rogers down as he started to gain speed.
Yeah, that was a great saving play out there, because if he wasn't able to shed the block there, Rogers might have been gone for 10 plus, maybe even a score if he made another man miss.
That's a really tough play for a DB to make, to be able to shed your block and then make an open field tackle against Rogers with a full head of steam. Impressive tackle there by Moeller. It's Andrew Hunter now in for 3rd down and 3. A packed box here for the Trinity defense. They've had success stopping Hunter on 3rd down today, but they won't this time, as Hunter down near midfield, good enough for the 1st down.
I believe other than that one run in the first half, that was Andrew Hunter's 2nd longest run of the season. That's Jake Turner being able to be the lead blocker and get him into the 2nd level.
Yeah, Turner, you're not going to see him get a lot of carries, but if you've watched any Viking football this year, you know the importance he has in this offense, as he just goes out, finds the closest person, and runs through them whenever Hunter comes in, and does so rather effectively. As Lewis rolls out, hits Kamari Smith in the flat. He's got some speed, and he's in for a 1st down before he gets picked up and carried back 3 yards, slammed down maybe a little after the whistle. Flag stay in the pocket, though. Apparently it's not laundry day.
Yeah, right there. Setting up a play action with putting Kamari Smith out into the flat to get him into a little bit of space, but good pursuit by the Trinity defense to not let him get any extra yards.
Good enough for the 1st down, though. A good look there by Lewis, hitting what the defense is giving to him. Able to keep the chains moving. Some pre-snap eye candy now as Lions goes in motion again. They'll hand off to him on the jet sweep. Lions, good juke move there. Gets a gain of 7 yards. Walker Williams out on the lead blocking assignment.
Yeah, as you see here, Barry loves to get those guys, those speed guys, especially Nate Lyons, the punt returner, out into space to make a man miss and set him up for 2nd and manageable.
Yeah, it'll be a 2nd down and 5 from the Trinity 33-yard line. As Lewis dropping back, looking for a receiver, as Kamari Smith gets his 2nd catch of this 2nd half. 2 for 2 for number 0 right now.
Yeah, defending that was Parker Moeller. He was all over it, but Kamari able to stick his foot in the ground and being able to come back and separate himself a little bit just for that ball to fit in his gut.
Yeah, and use his body as a shield there and able to shield off that defender. Lewis starts in an empty backfield. We'll see as that remains. He'll drop back. Looking end zone for Brendan Gray, but broken up. Great coverage there. Parker Moeller again. It seems like we've been calling his name all afternoon here, at least in the second half. Able to break that one up in an impressive play from the DB.
Yeah, and off the field side in, Waboto able to get to the quarterback there, and Lewis able to get away with one right there, almost a strip sack.
And Gray, I think, thought he had a touchdown, but Moeller able to close ground very quickly and get a hand in there. Forces 2nd down and 10. Andrew Hunter in the game now with Colby Sykes and Josh Rogers both on either side of him. Hunter's going to take it. Sykes out blocking. Trinity sniffs it out, led by Scarnell, who's leading this game in tackles, picks up another one.
Yeah, that looked like Scarnell, Powell, and Waboto, 3 of their huge stars on defense, all being around Andrew Hunter.
Brought down by Jaden Powell. No gain on the play.
So Sykes comes out now for the Vikings. It's rare you see the Vikings run Sykes and Rogers in there together.
Yeah, Barry likes to utilize Sykes as a receiver as well, so they probably want to do that and probably set up a decoy with him.
As Jake Turner in to block. Lewis looking for Smith, and another catch by Kamari Smith. And that's a great spot for the Vikings. It's good enough to move the chains.
Gosh, if you love receiver DB work, this is competition at its finest between Kamari Smith and Parker Moeller back to back. Yeah. Moeller breaking that ball up in the end zone and then Kamari catching this one.
Yeah, 2 just incredible athletes and incredible players going at it. They're pretty content leaving Moeller on an island right now, as the matchup has been about 50-50, so you're kind of content with one of the Vikings' fastest and quickest receivers only winning 50% of the time. You'll take that if you're Trinity. This time a handoff for Rogers, a little bit of not as smooth as you'd like it for the Vikings, as that'll result in a loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, there's that Trinity D-line that we've mentioned and we've talked about all season, being in the backfield. 3-4 guys all around Josh Rogers ready to make a play.
And that's the defensive back, Judson Crockett, getting in the backfield as well. So, you know, the run defense isn't just the defensive line, it's the whole 11 guys. And these DBs able to support the run. Crockett with over 50 tackles this year. So Andrew Hunter now 2nd down. And it'll be 2nd down and goal. Need the end zone here. As that'll be hard to not be a face mask, as Hunter's helmet got thrown pretty far.
Yeah, it looks like Pressmeyer here grabbed the face mask and didn't realize it because he tried to tug Andrew Hunter to the backfield.
Yeah, and a pro tip, if you want to get away with a face mask, throwing the helmet is not the way to do so, as not exactly hiding the evidence.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Number 34.
So that'll get it a 1st down.
Automatic, 1st down.
That is worst case scenario if you're Trinity, being 2nd and goal from outside of the 10-yard line and now setting Barry up at the 5-yard line with goal to go.
And especially because your defense just came up with 2 big stops there and reading the offense incredibly well, and now you gift him a fresh set of downs, put him on the 5-yard line with 4 chances to punch it in. So Andrew Hunter, Jake Turner, Batman, and the Joker.
Andrew Hunter, the Vikings back on the attack.
Yeah, it looked like there, Barry didn't send in any extra offensive linemen, had 3 receivers, and just had Jake Turner and Walker Williams out there to try and block and give a little bit of space for Andrew Hunter to work. But now they send in those 2 extra offensive linemen to give Andrew Hunter work.
Yeah, that's Christian Bell and Abe Blanco coming in for the extra support. You can see that big front for the Vikings right now. 2nd down after no gain for the Vikings last time. As this time, Hunter charges forward. He's moving the pile, moved those big legs. No signal yet, and it looks like he'll be down at the 1.
Andrew Hunter, last-second push, brought down at the goal
Yeah,
line.
and that's what we were looking for, those extra offensive linemen and being able to provide that push for Andrew Hunter. But now they mark him at the half-yard line.
And Lewis comes in for what's sure to be the tush push that we saw earlier from this same spot. The nice thing about having an offensive line like this is it's almost automatic to convert them with you have that many big bodies up front, even if you know what's coming, as you see Trinity trying to submarine it. And that's a touchdown, Vikings.
And the sneak is in. Vikings touchdown.
As Christian Lewis gets his 2nd QB sneak of the day. And there's nothing you can do as a defense like that when you're lined up on the half-yard line versus an offensive line of this caliber.
Yeah, at any level of football, you barely see anybody stop the tush push.
So the Vikings re-extend their lead. Looking to tap in one more extra here. As that one's blocked. The extra point is blocked. It's going to go back for 2. Jaden Powell's running with it. Parker Moeller, who else, gets the block. We've called his name what seems like all day, Luke, and now he comes up with a big special teams play.
Returns it for the Trinity Tigers.
Yeah, that helps out a lot for Trinity, taking away that extra point that Barry got on that first touchdown and now putting 2 up on the board to be able to make it an even closer game.
Yeah, Moeller got that one clean. Powell unhitched the trailer, goes all 90 yards. And Trey Richards won't catch him.
Parker Miller blocked the kick. Jaden Powell came up with a clean.
And at this point, that is exactly what you need, not just from a scoring standpoint, but from a mindset standpoint. Trinity not backing down and showing they still have the capabilities to put themselves in competition.
Absolutely, just the confidence swing it gives to just see a couple plays go your way when it's been a rough go of things there in the first half. You see your offense march down the field with a couple big plays. Your special team starts showing up, and now all of a sudden you've got a little bit more life in you. It's not as much of a grim outlook as it was going into halftime. So Richards will go out to kick this one away. Jack Kaiser, the one back deep to return.
Trey Richards will kick it away.
Yeah, for any math people out there, that's now 19 points as the differentiator. You get 16, 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. It's a field goal game.
A short kick from Richards and a fair catch called. Trinity content to just take this one at the 25. As this offense looked the best it's looked in probably both meetings this year, able to march down the field with a couple big plays out of Alejandro Tavares, Tyson Hancock and company, and then punches it in at the goal line. We saw Hondo Franklin go out the last drive at that last touchdown, taking a big hit. He was slow to get up, but he's back out there now for Trinity. Looks like he's moving around okay. So it doesn't look like there's any lingering effects to that big hit. As Tavares all alone in the open field, Chaz Pope with a big open field tackle, but Tavares had no one within 5 yards of him when he caught that one.
Yeah, a good play call on that offensive end. Seeing Chaz Pope separated from the receiver, giving him space to run that curl route. It might have been a choice route, and Hondo Franklin had his eye on him the whole time, knowing that that separation was there.
We've seen a couple of those quick passes so far from the Trinity offense. The Vikings have been able to diagnose it relatively well, but that one, Tavares was left unaccompanied. And that one will be interesting to see if they say it's a catch. You just need 1 foot in. They'll talk about it, and it'll be incomplete as he didn't get a foot down.
Yeah, they're featuring Chase Ravane in this passing game a lot more than they usually are. Maybe trying to catch the Berry defense on their heels, really.
Yeah, Ravine with the receiving touchdown from Trinity, like you said, his first of the year. As Franklin seems pretty comfortable throwing to him. Franklin looking deep, has Traveris, he'll have to come back for it. Oh my goodness, what a catch! Traveris went up and got that one.
With an incredible catch.
That is their deep ball guy. We see it 2 offensive possessions in a row. They love to just let him go get it.
Yeah, he caught that one off the helmet of his defender. And now it looks like compounding errors. They'll catch the Vikings subbing. Penalty coming up.
Illegal substitution, defense. More than 11 on the field. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So it will be an illegal substitution, tax on 5 more, so just kind of compounding errors if you're the Vikings, giving up the deep play and then adding on a penalty. This is exactly the response, if you're Trinity, that you wanted coming out of halftime. Your offense looking very, very capable right now, marching down the field for the second time in 2 drives. And Traveris is going to finish the job here. The impressive acrobatic catch, that one much easier as he marches his way into the end zone for 6. And Trinity not going quietly in this one, makes it 15-28.
Yeah, welcome Alejandro Tavares. His 14th receiving touchdown on the season, and he is making his presence known like he has all season.
Yeah, this is exactly what was missing there in the first half. We didn't call Traveris' name very much, and now becoming much more involved. The receiver coming in today with 53 catches, over 800 yards, almost 16 yards a catch.
Trinity will attempt the 2-point conversion.
Yes, Franklin lining up on the 2-point conversion, trying to make this one a 9-point game. As that one can't be hauled in. A little bit of butterfingers for Lamont Nickelberry in the back of the end zone.
And the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, they were trying to take that approach that we mentioned earlier, being 11 points behind. If they would have gotten that, 1 touchdown, 1 2-point conversion, and it's a 3-point game. But that is a very hard missed opportunity from Trinity there.
Remains a 13-point game now, as Nickelberry unable to haul that one in.
For their support of NCAA championships. Their contributions
So,
help enhance the education.
Trinity will now kick this one off.
of nearly half a
Runyon will kick it away for Trinity. As the Vikings have no shortage of returnmen. We've seen plenty of different ones between Sammy Konchesky, Eli Warrington, Cade Petty, Xavion Plunkett, Nate Lyons. The list goes on. It looks like it's Warrington and Konchesky back there for this one. A short kick. Warrington settles under it right at the 11-yard line. He will definitely take his chance returning this one. Another good return from Warrington as he's out to the 40-yard line. Some extracurriculars at the 35-yard line and a flag down because of it.
Yeah, it looks like number 12, Cam Coleman, was tied up with somebody there. Let's wait to see what this call is on.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 12, 10-yard penalty, first down.
So it'll go against the Vikings, backs him up 10 yards, back to the 30-yard line, still decent starting field position. Or sorry, it'll be at the 25, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, luckily, Berry's return team has done very well this season, so the penalty won't put them back too far.
So Lewis takes over at the 25-yard line. The Vikings would like another long drive here as 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They find themselves up by 13. And that one, Sykes is met immediately. Great defensive effort there by that D-line. Once more, Preismeyer getting in the backfield and finding Sykes.
Yeah, he leads this Trinity team in tackles for loss. That's his 13th on the season. Having 44 tackles total coming into this game, he is always going to find a way to get in the backfield.
Yeah, Sykes doesn't take many for a loss either, as that time he will. Not much of a choice there. Now Lewis under center. We'll give it to Sykes. This time, dragged down again at the line of scrimmage. He'll maybe get back down to the original line of scrimmage. Makes it 3rd down and long, though, and this is what we've said multiple times. You want to avoid staying off schedule. Behind the chains on 3rd down is not where this offense thrives.
Yeah, just in the first half, even though Barry seemed very productive on the offensive side, they were 3 for 7 for 3rd downs in the first half.
It's interesting that we didn't see Josh Rogers at all on either of those first 2 carries. Instead, it was Sykes. As passing down now for the Vikings, Lewis looking downfield, and it'll fall incomplete. Lyons was the closest receiver, but good coverage there by Anthony Njoku. So the Vikings go 3 and out on that, and that's a big win for that Trinity defense.
Yeah, that was a win all around for Trinity's defense. Pressuring the quarterback, coverage downfield, everybody was covered. And if he held onto that ball a millisecond faster, or a millisecond later, that might have been trouble.
It'll be Hamby out to punt. Jack Kaiser, the sole return man, back to return for Trinity. As a line drive punt. Kaiser will field it at the 40-yard line. He's stood up by multiple Vikings. And Trinity will take over at the 40-yard line, and the Vikings haven't had the answer to Trinity here in the second half as they've marched down the field, led by a couple big plays by none other than Alejandro Traveras, who's come up with some of the biggest catches we've seen in this game so far.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if they go to the hot hand here and keep going to him downfield, maybe taking a shot with this field possession they have here.
The Vikings have played one-on-one coverage with Traveras, and it was Bryson Williams the past couple times. We wouldn't be surprised if they send some help over there this time. See if they can make Franklin beat you with somebody else, as Traveras has had his way so far. It'll be Stephen Pickett going over that way to Traveras. He's looking that way again. Traveras gets some separation. And a great breakup there by Bryson Williams, able to close some ground as that one was led out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a great defensive position by him there. Luckily, that ball wasn't underthrown because he did not look back for the ball. If it was underthrown, it might have been trouble for PI.
Yeah, it looked like Traveras had a couple of steps, but Pickett able to close the distance. As he's looking that way again, this time Traveras comes back for it on a good grab, but he's met immediately, a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, there he is again, and then we have Gian Traverso on the pursuit there, being able to stop him in his tracks immediately.
As the clock expired, but there's a flag down. I'm not sure the refs knew the quarter ended. It looked like it was on Trinity.
The quarter ended before the offensive lineman moved.
As they'll say that the quarter ended before the offensive lineman moved, before the snap. So we'll head into the fourth quarter. The Vikings with a 28-15 lead, and we'll throw it down to our sideline reporter, Jonah Hatchett.
Your score remains Berry 28, Trinity 15.
Well, thanks, guys. You know, very exciting third quarter here as this game has been just about turned on its entire head. What was once a 22-0 Berry lead now sits within a 13-point attainable goal for the Trinity Tigers. You heard from head coach Urban that this is a 60-minute football contest and that it's anyone's game at this point. Very exciting third quarter there with both teams coming out from halftime like they wanted to do and start fast. And you saw Trinity blocking that extra point and returning it back for that 2-point swing. So the momentum is very, very one-sided now as Trinity has a great opportunity to answer after that 3 and out, march down the field, and cut this to a one-score game. Can they do it? We've got 15 minutes to find out. I'll send it back to you guys for the rest.
Back after the break now. Trinity with the ball
3rd down and 6 for Trinity.
as they look to drive down the field once more and see if they can get this one to a one-score game. It's 3rd down and 7. A big play here for both teams. Franklin all day sits back, almost broken up by the ref, but a good catch there. Jack Kaiser finds his way across the middle of the field.
Jack Kaiser across the middle.
Yeah, Barry had no hands on the ground. They were all speed going into this play, and that offensive line protection was insane.
Yeah, you saw the defensive line there got a tip. As Kaiser on the handoff now, he runs through 3 tackles before finally being brought down a gain of 8. Looks like they caught the Vikings defense a little bit off guard there.
After the no huddle, Bowie Crawford made the tackle for the Vikings. Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
As defensively, this has not been the Vikings' finest work here in the second half. They'll need to find an answer soon as Trinity comes out with some fire. And that's a good tackle there by Petty, coming behind the play to bring him down before the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that was a big saving tackle. He had a hole and a little bit of green grass ahead of him, probably able to get that 1st down and even more.
And the big fellas come back in for the Vikings. 3rd down and short. Michael Clark, Ben Brookshire back into the game. Dawson Livingston on the outside. As it'll be a design quarterback run. And he'll have enough for the 1st down, it looks like.
Hondo Franklin.
Not sure, no signal yet.
Colin Bishop.
And it will be enough to move the chains just barely.
Has the 1st down.
Yeah, there was that Colin Bishop run offense that we were about to see in the first half, but we finally got to see it here, enough to get them the 1st down.
Yeah, his first carry of the game ends up as a positive, and Franklin comes back in for Trinity. Traveras is out on the top of the screen, matched up with Williams again. Not a lot of help for Williams. We'll see if they decide to target that matchup as Franklin looks right that way. At this time, able to make Carver Cole miss, looking downfield in the end zone and just throws it high as Carver Cole is shot out of a cannon, but Franklin makes a miss.
Yeah, it looked like that was a delayed blitz there on the boundary side. Carver Cole came out of nowhere, and the offensive line didn't expect that one.
So 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 10. No gain on the last play. Franklin.
Pass complete to Tyson Hancock.
Let's go.
6-yard gain. 3rd down and 4.
Keep an eye on Alejandro Tavares up at the top one-on-one.
3rd down now and 4. Franklin looking for the end zone, and it looks like a little bit of miscommunication with his receiver, as it was looking for Lamont Nickelberry, who had a big first quarter but hasn't really been too involved since. It's been Traveras the entire way, unable to convert on that one, and so far the offense is staying out on the field.
Yeah, it seems like Nickelberry thought that he was running a comeback route to try and get the 1st down there, but Hondo Franklin just was thrown to the back of the end zone, assuming that it was a fade route.
And now we're looking and seeing a little bit more of this home field advantage. The Vikings fans on their feet for 4th down, knowing that this is a huge play with 12 minutes left to play. Franklin dropping back, looking, and he's not going to find his target. The Vikings take a stand on 4th down. Jaden Melville reintroduces himself to Hondo Franklin with a bang.
Yeah, they ran a double twist on the defensive line there. Big Mike was rolling out to the field side, and Jaden Melville was able to squeeze his way in around that tackle and find his way into the gut of Hondo Franklin.
That's a great stand by the Vikings defense, exactly what they needed, as they hadn't gotten a stop here in the second half, but coming into the 4th quarter, they stand strong. As the Trinity faithful that made the trip know that their defense is going to need a stop here. This Vikings offense trying to take some time off the clock like they can do so well as Lewis takes off towards the sideline. He'll run out of bounds for a healthy gain of 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he only had one corner route over there, so it looked like it was just a naked boot to try and see if Lewis could get a couple yards there, as he did.
Just staying on schedule there, trying to kill some clock. Second down and 5 for the Vikings.
Yeah, as Barry here being up 13 points, you kind of want to just take a methodical drive here and kill some clock.
If you can put points on the board with this drive, it makes it extremely hard for this Trinity offense, no matter how fast they can score. Turns it into a 3-possession game as Rogers rolls off the first tackle, but finds a second one. I believe that was Scarnell.
Yeah, as we see here, it was the whole offensive lineman went to the left, and he found a cutback lane, but Scannell was there to meet him in that cutback lane.
Third down and 5, a big play now for the Vikings. The clock keeps running down. As the Mount Union John Carroll game happening right now, still 7-7 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. The winners of those two games will play. Lewis looking to throw, has Brendan Gray over the middle, but he's going to be, it's a generous spot. We'll see where it ends up and if it's enough for a first down. Gray with good hands on that time. It doesn't look like Coach Konchesky is flinching. The offense staying out even if it's not a first down.
Yeah, it's hard to see Brendan Gray drop a pass even when he was leveled by 2 defenders, but enough to get the first down there.
It will move the chains, they say. So the Vikings pick up a big first down there with Brendan Gray's forward progress. It's Sykes and Rogers both in again as Rogers takes it, or that Sykes takes it. Sykes almost broke one off, a touchdown saving tackle there. Dorian Hill, the middle linebacker, got there, just got to the ankle of Sykes as Sykes scurried through the hole like a hamster looking for food.
Yeah, Pressmeyer almost had him in the backfield, but the offensive line being able to wash him upfield to allow that cutback lane for Colby Sykes to go between the tackles, get to the second level, and be saved by Dorian Hill. Trinity's being saved by Dorian Hill.
As Andrew Hunter in on first down for the Vikings, honestly not something you see super often, as he'll just take off. Minimal gain there. Trinity's done a great job containing Hunter today. Really has taken away an element of this Vikings offense that they've relied on so heavily throughout the year.
Yeah, it seems like ever since Trinity got that Colin Bishop offense in, they've been able to practice at this a lot more weeks than just preparing to go against Barry, so it looks like they were ready.
Second down and 8. Christian Lewis back in. Play clock getting down to 6 seconds. Gets the snap off, hands it to Sykes. Sykes going south, and then looks like he just kind of fell over on that one, but a flag down on the play. We'll see who it's against.
Yeah, that was Wobodo who was able to penetrate the offensive line and make him bounce into the arms of the rest of his help.
Holding.
As it'll be holding on the Vikings, so
the penalty is declined. Third down.
Trinity declines the penalty and will take the loss and make it third down and long for this Vikings offense.
Clock's still running. You've run about 4 minutes off of this clock, but this third down is crucial for the time of possession and the field possession battle for Barry.
Yeah, the Vikings need the Trinity 42-yard line here for a first. If they get it probably inside the Trinity 45, they'll go for it. And Lewis is going to call a timeout here with 8 minutes left. Barry down to 1 timeout. Could be interesting down the stretch if this gets interesting, but we'll take a quick break at timeout. Coming back after the break, a big third down for the Vikings offense, looking to extend the drive and take some time off this clock. Trinity right now playing against the Vikings and the clock, not helping them out. Need a big stop here. As Lewis looking to pass, facing pressure, looking downfield. This one too long, almost picked off. Kobe Brown almost had his second of the game. And that one falls incomplete, and the punting unit will come out for the Vikings. A good stand by that Trinity defense.
Yeah, I was about to mention that stop from the Trinity defense was huge for their situation right now. Being down 13, they have 8:11 on the clock to try and go down and score with enough time to send their defense back out and possibly score again.
Yeah, and the Vikings now only with a one timeout too. After using it to set up that third down play, that ended up not working. As Hamby barely got that punt off, almost blocked by Trinity. Fielded very deep, trying to return, but Brooks Thompson tracks him down. It took 3 Vikings to bring down. That was Jack Kaiser, and Trinity will be deep in their own territory right at the 15-yard line, as he was just looking for any space he could find, but won't find it there.
And even though there's 8 minutes left on the clock, you still have a little bit of fire behind you. If you're Trinity, as you see, they send out 4 receivers, no tight ends. They're going to sling this thing.
Yeah, you're going to have to still have a sense of urgency for this one, knowing that this Vikings offense can eat time off the clock if you let them, and you'll still need to stop as Melville getting in the backfield, Michael Clark getting in the backfield.
Franklin hit by
and
Michael
Franklin
Clark as he released.
is they're still running after an incomplete pass. Just getting in some extra cardio.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Ryan Ainsworth, the left tackle, being able to wash Jaden Melville just enough far upfield. Jaden left his 2 feet to try and get to Hondo Franklin, but wasn't able to. But Mike Clark was there to clean it up and force an errant throw.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Just when you think you've avoided sharks in the water with Melville missing, you have Michael Clark as you turn your head running right at you. A low snap. Good job by Franklin to field that one. That could have been disastrous. Melville, Dawson, Livingston. Melville batting third in the lineup. Livingston comes in on cleanup duty.
Yeah, there he is again on this replay. You see Jaden work this cross chop on Ainsworth, ripping, bending the hoop, and getting to the quarterback. Great play by him and Dawson Livingston cleaning it up.
Yeah, Ainsworth has not had a great day out there with Jaden Melville, as Melville's been deep in his bag, giving Ainsworth everything he bargained for. Third down and 15, the Vikings playing deep towards the sticks. Franklin will have to pass. Melville getting double teamed now as Christopher Lewis able to break down, make the tackle, makes it 4th down and a decision here for Trinity as we get under 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, great job by the 7 guys at the sticks, covering downfield, making Franklin go to his check down receiver, Milo, and forcing a 4th and 9. Let's see what they do here. With 6:46 on the clock, you don't have much of a choice.
So the crowd trying to make their mark on this game comes alive for 4th down and 9 deep in Trinity territory. Hondo takes the snap. Looking for Lamont Nickelberry, and he catches it on the bobble. A flag comes in 5 seconds after the play. Nickelberry has the catch, good enough for 1st down after bobbling it initially.
There's a flag on the play.
Not sure what the penalty could be. They may be looking at targeting for Aaron Horton for the 2nd time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's hard to see from up here. The ball was on the opposite side of his body after he bobbled it, so I'm not sure if he caught it. But Aaron Horton might have come in a little too strong there.
A little too strong and a little too late. We'll wait and see what the call is.
The result on the field is an incomplete pass. Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 10, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
As
This play is under
They
review.
will go review it. They called Horton for targeting, like I said, the second time in 2 weeks, as we'll take another look at it here. Nickelberry initially bobbles it, and then, ooh. The tape does not look too good for Horton.
No, it looked like his head got about 3 times bigger as Horton came in and laid the boom, unfortunately, with his head as the only target.
Yeah, we'll take another look at that as they still reviewing it down in the tent. As the kicker is that it was an incomplete pass and it might give him more life. Yeah, you can see that head snap back by Nickelberry. That's never a good sign. As Horton last week was also called for a targeting. It wasn't upheld last week, but this one he might not get as lucky.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Horton was just trying to make a play, and the ball was falling towards him, and all he was doing was trying to play the receiver. But with that scenario, it's just, it almost is what it is.
As Horton will anxiously await this decision.
And if this call is upheld, this is a game-saving call possibly for Trinity, pushing them possibly to around the 35-yard line.
And a fresh set of downs, more importantly.
With 6:20 left on the clock, enough to go down with 3 timeouts and put themselves in the position to come back.
Horton hoping to get acquitted for the second straight week.
After further review, the play is reversed. There is no
And Horton puts the hands up to say thank you, as he does not get the penalty. The second week in a row, Horton narrowly escapes.
Turnover on downs.
And so the result of the play is an incomplete pass. Trinity turns it over on downs, and the Vikings take over in plus territory. What a roller coaster there for both teams.
Yeah, they might have saw what we mentioned earlier. Aaron Horton just trying to make a play, and they didn't want to penalize him for that.
So the Vikings offense can have the opportunity to put some more points on the board. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep this one on the ground.
They are challenging the incomplete pass.
As plot twist, we got another review here, as now they're going to challenge if it was an incomplete pass or not. The call on the field was incomplete. I'm not sure they're going to have a view. If we can take another look at it. And we can. As we'll watch Nickelberry and watch the ball this time rather than the potential targeting. As he might have gotten that. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough evidence, but it looks like he might have slid the hands underneath.
Yeah, the crew is going to need to have enough evidence to overturn this call. And fortunately for Trinity, his arms weren't on the other side of his body, and they were upfield a little bit, so they may be able to see, if they zoom in a little bit, they may be able to see his arms under the ball.
Yeah, they need indisputable video evidence to overturn this one since the call on the field was incomplete. As this, another potentially game-saving call for Trinity, as we're looking at the same play now for what's got to be the 8th time between the two reviews.
Yeah, that ball was about 5 yards past the sticks.
Yeah, the officiating crew is earning their keep this week.
However, all aspects of replay are reviewable. I am not charging Trinity a timeout. They still have 3 timeouts.
So the call on the field stands. It's an incomplete pass. Trinity misses both bailout attempts as the Vikings offense back on the field now.
Yeah, at that situation, you just have to do everything you can to try and get something to go your way.
So Lewis and Sykes out. Like I said, wouldn't be surprised to have them keep this on the ground. At the very worst, you're coming away with 3 points. So the 4th down conversion fails. The Vikings take over in plus territory. Sykes with a full head of steam forward, but a flag down.
It looks like they might call holding on the left guard. McCormick Langford there as Pressmeyer was pushed upfield and maybe held.
Yeah, this defensive line has been given everything they have for Trinity, making it hard on the Vikings, and it will be on exactly who you said it was. McCormick Langford getting a holding penalty there, and that backs him up another 10 yards. As we get a timeout from Trinity with 6:13
Timeout.
left to play. First down and 20 when we come back after the break. As back here after the break, first down and 20 now. Lewis under center, motion Smith back across the formation. First down and 20, just trying to make up some yardage, kill some clock as Sykes with a good run there. He'll pick up 5 yards, a hard-earned 5 yards too.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing exactly what you said, keeping it on the ground, trying to burn some clock and get them to burn their timeouts. They had extra offensive linemen in, and we're just giving it to Sykes in between the tackles.
Yeah, and with that 2-possession lead, you know it's the danger zone for Trinity. But if they don't have any timeouts, that makes it a lot harder on offense and a lot easier on the Vikings. But Trinity's still looking for 2 scores with 6 minutes left, as they can sense that this one is going to come down to this play and keep the Vikings off the board. Trinity going to have to draw something up on defense. Wouldn't be surprised to see him bring some pressure, see if you can meet the runner at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Barry's only going to bring in 5 offensive linemen for this next possession, but bring in the 2 tight ends, Hunter Coleman and Walker Williams, and probably keep this one on the ground, even though it's second and long, or they may play action and find an open receiver.
6:07 left to play. Vikings up 28-15. Second down and long. As Cam Coleman takes the handoff, he almost got outside, but a big tackle there. And in the other game, John Carroll and Mount Union coming down to one last play. They're both tied at 7-7, 4th and 9. John Carroll has the ball at the Mount Union 35, going for one last play here. They're going to need the end zone, or at least a quick first down, as their quarterback moves around the pocket looking for a receiver. As time expires, will be short of the first down marker. And I believe this will be a turnover on downs. No signal yet in the other game. The winner of this game plays the winner of our game here versus Barry and Trinity.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like this game's going to go into overtime, and we might not be able to give y'all an update by the end of this one to see who the winner of this game is going to play.
Yeah, 2 seconds left. Mount Union coming out just to take a knee. In this game, John Carroll looking for the upset against the #1 team in the region. They'll take a knee in this one. Free football on ESPN Plus, some bonus minutes, as it's going into overtime, tied at 7-7 in a defensive battle. Back at our game, 6 minutes left to play. Andrew Hunter into the game on 3rd down. He'll fake the handoff, looking to run behind Rogers, and he powers forward to make it close. We'll see what the decision here is. An interesting one. You can either go for it and pin them deep if you don't get it, or put guaranteed points up on the board. It'll be interesting to see what they go with. especially with Richards already having one blocked today. But it looks like it will be the all-conference kicker, Trey Richards, coming out onto the field.
Yeah, looking to make this a 16-point game and make it a 2-touchdown and 2-point conversion game to set Trinity up.
Trey Richards has plenty of history with Trinity. None of it he'd care to remember right now as he lines up for what could be a game-deciding field goal. And it's up and good. Trey Richards cashes in on a 30-yard field goal to make this one now a 3-score game.
Yeah, and if you're Trinity, you have a last-ditch effort here. 16 points, you need to get a quick stop, quick 3-and-out, get your offense back out there. And essentially, you have 2 2-minute drills to try and go down and score twice.
The issue is Trinity with no timeouts left, down by 16. That complicates the operation a little bit, as you'll need to be able to work the boundary and work the sideline, work your no huddle. Every trick you have left in the bag is going to be out of the bag in the next 6 minutes. Sorry, 5 minutes, even worse. As Richards looks to try to pin him deep. But this Trinity offense has shown signs of life here in the second half. Brought to you by Alejandro Tavares, who's had a couple of incredibly acrobatic catches. And you have to imagine they're going to lean on him a lot here on these last, hopefully, 2 possessions if you're Trinity. As Richards boots this one through the back of the end zone. Trinity will have it at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, like you said, don't be surprised to see that go ball to Alejandro Tavares to get them into position to score.
And if you're the Vikings, you have to see that coming as well. Maybe send some safety help over there. Don't leave Bryson Williams in one-on-one coverage with Tavares because he's proven he can win that matchup relatively consistently.
Yeah, they're going to send 5 receivers out, and it's all hands on deck for this passing attack.
It'll be Chris Lowe getting a shot at Tavares on the top of your screen. First down and 10 now from the 25-yard line. Looking for Nickelberry over the middle, and he makes a diving catch. Short of the first down, inbounds, keeps the clock moving. Trinity moving fast here. Trinity ready to ride the roller coaster of this 2-minute drill. Another quick pass out to Nickelberry, running towards the middle of the field. Brought down past the first down marker, so the clock will stop momentarily.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and go under a lot of times and then maybe catch somebody lacking and hit them all the way down the field.
Vikings content to give up the middle of the field. That's a big shot coming down here for Tavares, but that one well outside the reach of Tavares, and I think there's no pass interference there because of the fact that that ball was not catchable. It has to be a catchable ball for there to be pass interference, and even though him and Lowe got tripped up, that one well outside the range of Tavares, even standing at 6'4".
Yeah, it also helps Chris Lowe because he was looking for the ball and not only looking at the receiver. If he was looking only at the receiver and hand fighting with Tavares there, that might have been a dangerous PI.
Yeah, Franklin absolutely unloaded on that ball, showing off the arm strength. Second down and 10. The good news is it at least stops the clock for Trinity. 4:27 left as the Vikings showing pressure with Thompson up the middle. Tavares on the sideline all alone, gets out of bounds. A good catch there by Tavares.
Yeah, the Barry defense tried to split that offensive line and send that safety in the middle offensive line to try and get a shot on Hondo Franklin, but able to get that one out quick to the sidelines.
So that also good news, stops the clock for Trinity with Tavares working that boundary and getting out of bounds.
Yeah, good clock management. They've only wasted a time off the clock to get 50 yards down the field, or 25 yards down the field, excuse me.
Franklin taking the snap now. Brookshire in pursuit. Melville in pursuit. And it's dropped on the sideline by Tavares, incomplete. Yeah, Melville almost had another one there.
Yeah, you mentioned Melville, but also Brookshire. Melville was on the outside, and he slanted inside to draw that left tackle, as we mentioned before, inside for Ben Brookshire to wipe outside and be able to pursue Hondo Franklin and push him out the pocket.
So a big fourth down here. The Vikings could all but ice this game with a stop, and the fans know it. Can the defense for the Vikings come up big, or will it be another offensive star for Trinity? Franklin looking deep. He's got company in the backfield, and it's dropped. But a late hit by Cade Petty might keep this drive alive.
I think they might call targeting on Cade Petty there. He had his helmet down and hit him with the crown of his helmet, so it looks like they might call that.
Flag was tossed.
We'll wait and see the call. It could be unnecessary roughness. It could be targeting. Petty let the refs choose what they want to call.
If it's targeting, it's very unfortunate for Barry, that first-team all-conference outside backer, having to be ejected from the game.
As we await the call here.
The result of the play was an incomplete pass. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 1, with targeting, 15-yard penalty. The play is under further review.
So they will go and review this one, as we'll step away as well as they go to review this. They'll add on targeting to the unnecessary roughness, so either way it'll be a first down. It'll just be whether or not Petty is in the game, as we step away for a quick break. Coming back after the break, the decision has been dealt down, and the Vikings escape without another targeting call, so Petty stays in this game, but the unnecessary roughness penalty is still upheld for the late hit, just no targeting added on. So a fresh set of downs for Trinity, an extra 15 yards, breathes a little bit more life into their season.
Yeah, and if you're Trinity, you need to get to the end zone quick, because if you don't, within the next minute and 48 seconds, you may have to onside it.
So first down and 10. Petty on the far side, back on the line, staying in this game. Franklin needs points on the board. Dumps it off to Kaiser. Kaiser has been shifty in the open field, and he stays that way. Gets inside the 30, short of a first down. Clock stays moving as Trinity rushes back up to the line of scrimmage, looking to make something happen.
Yeah, this Barry defensive line is throwing everything they have at them, any twist possible. Ben Brookshire on the hit there.
The depth of this Vikings defensive line is going to come in handy, too, on this 2-minute drill, as Kaiser hauls in a great catch there.
Pass complete to Jack Kaiser once again. Will Johnson
Beats Will Johnson to the outside and gets out of bounds as well. Not under 2 minutes left, so it won't stop the clock. Franklin hurries back to the line. Another quick play here, bringing pressure, looking end zone. Traveres, touchdown! The Tigers answer and put points back on the board. Traveres falling down, hauls it in.
And there he is again. We mentioned him over and over again. It was almost given that he was going to be the one to score.
And they've got to go for two here as the offense stays out. In the other game, John Carroll gets stopped on 3rd and 1 on the goal line. We'll see if they decide to go for it into the first possession of overtime here. They'll send the kicker out instead to try to extend it to a 10-7 lead in the other game. Here, Franklin lines up his team for the 2-point conversion. Franklin needs 2 here. Looking, end zone. Traveres hauls in another one. At the goal line, soaks the big hit, but 2 more points on the board for Trinity as they stay alive.
Nothing better than playoff football. As you mentioned, John Carroll and Mount Union in overtime. And then we have a 1-possession game here after Barry was up 3 scores at halftime.
25-0 at halftime, and here we are. 31-23, Vikings still holding on to an 8-point lead. John Carroll lining up for the field goal now to make this a 10-7 lead for them. As their kicker with the biggest kick of the game so far. And he shanks it! He missed! John Carroll's kicker shanks the kick. Bounces it off the upright. Mount Union has signs of life. They just need a field goal to advance. Trinity now lining up for the onside kick. They need the onside kick here with 2:57 left and no timeouts. The only stoppage they have is the 2-minute warning. The onside kick bouncing. And I think Trinity got it. Trinity comes up with the onside kick.
The kick is recovered by the Trinity Tigers.
And flags fly as Trinity threw the ball up into the air in excitement. Barry's trying to say they called for an onside or a fair catch. We'll take another look here. I mean, everyone called for a fair catch.
That couldn't have been a better kick for Jackson Runyon right there.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team, number 15, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So it'll be a first down, or a 15-yard penalty, but still a first down for Trinity.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it couldn't have gone any better for Jackson Runyon. All those hours putting in the onside kick, that walkthrough on Friday, that coming in handy because you know that was run over and over again just for this moment. But now, at the very least, if Barry lets up 8 points, we're going to overtime over here.
As this Vikings defense will have to hold strong, but the 15-yard penalty backs Trinity up a little bit longer. But all they care about is they have the ball with 2:55 left to play. So Franklin, after dishing it out on that last drive, extremely efficient as they got down there in just over a minute last time. As John Carroll was able to force a turnover, and they have the ball back now. A big play on first down for Trinity. Second down and 8 now for Trinity.
Looks like there's a little bit of a clock dispute. Coach K arguing that the clock should still be running just because it was above 2 minutes left in the game.
The Vikings wanted a hold there, but the gain of 2 yards. It'll stop the clock.
Playcock operator, please put 2 minutes and 45 seconds on
As
the
a few
clock.
more seconds gets
When
added to the
ball goes
clock
out of
from
bounds,
2:36 back up to
the play clock- or the
2:45
game
per
clock
request of our official.
stops. I will wind if necessary.
As the clock, obviously a huge factor in this one. You want to get it right.
Yeah, they stopped it because he put himself out of bounds and not being tackled on the sideline.
So Franklin, second down and 8 now from his own 34-yard line. Looking deep. tip drill, and it's dropped. Lamont Nickelberry couldn't haul it in as it flew over his head just a little high. Franklin missed a wide open Nickelberry. Could have been a big play there for the Tigers.
It looked like he jumped just a tad early. If he jumped at the right time, that would have been a huge completion for the Tigers.
Nickelberry standing at 5'11", really elevated to get up to even touch that one. And it's a good thing he did, otherwise that might have been the easiest interception of Bryson Williams' career. Instead, 3rd down and 8 now for Trinity. Obviously, 4 down territories. You need to score. Melville in the backfield. Livingston on the backfield. The Vikings get a stop here. They're going to have to move quickly. 4th down and 9 here.
Yeah, that first read was not there. And Melville putting the pressure on immediately right there. And then cleaning up with Carver Cole and Dawson Livingston.
Loss of 1, 4th down and 9.
Now we have 4th and 9. Looks like Trinity's going to take it to the 2-minute warning, and we have 2 minutes of football left in this one.
To decide both the seasons of the Vikings and the Tigers, it comes down to 2 minutes to go. Tigers down by 8. They're going to need some sort of miracle to make this happen with no timeouts and get down the field, as John Carroll in the other game tacks on a field goal in the second overtime. And now Mount Union will get the ball down 10-7. And we're back here for a big 4th down conversion, 4th down and 9. It all comes down to this. This is what you play for all summer through summer ball to get to this moment in December. That's Franklin trying to make something happen, looking downfield, and it's incomplete. And a flag comes out. A big break for the Tigers. They're going to call pass interference and keep the Tigers alive. We'll wait and see the call. This has the potential to sway this game in a major way. The chains are moving forward. It looks like it's against the Vikings.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty.
And it will be pass interference, a 15-yard penalty, just what the doctor ordered for Trinity.
Yeah, unfortunately, those referees do not hold up on pass interference if the defender isn't looking at the ball and somewhat makes contact with the receiver. An unfortunate call for Barry.
An unfortunate call, but exactly what you just said. The head wasn't turned at all and made contact. They've been consistent with it, as they'll dump it off to Milo, who gets upended by Chaz Pope.
Johnny Milo makes the catch. Chaz Pope.
As we take another look, no huddle here as Franklin back orchestrating this offense. 2nd down, and they lost 1, so 2nd down and 11 here. Franklin having nothing downfield. Brookshire running for his life, trying to catch up to Franklin. Dumps it off to Milo again, and they keep him in bounds. Clock stays running, 1:22 left to play. 3rd down now for Trinity.
Tackle near the 45. Carver Cole brought him down. 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out of bounds eventually. This clock is going down faster than you think.
Franklin's going to have to hurry things up. Looking downfield. And it's picked off! The Vikings have it! Did someone say it's getting hot in here? Because Chaz Pope breaks up the heat and delivers a final blow to the Tigers.
the leading team player in interceptions for Barry, his 5th on the season, to seal Barry's trip to the Elite Eight and the regional championship.
Couldn't have come up in a bigger moment, and Franklin will end with the final mistake. He played a great game throughout, and now it'll be remembered just by that one throw. As looking into Mount Union and John Carroll game, the winner to get Barry. Mount Union's gonna have a chance to win it here in overtime with a touchdown, as they have the ball second down and 14 from the 15-yard line. John Carroll desperately looking for a stop to extend this game. Mount Union, still no first down. They'll be short of the first down marker with this last play. And the Vikings kneel it down. And that's all she wrote. The Vikings continue to make history and march forward into the regional final game as the conference opponents meet once more, and the Vikings are the victors once more here in Valhalla Stadium. Trinity with the comeback attempt that eventually fell short. As the Vikings, it wasn't pretty in the second half, but they got the job done. 31-23 win. As looking back at the Mount Union game, 3rd down for Mount Union. They're looking for the end zone to seal the win, and they're going to be short. 4th and 1 now. They need a field goal to tie the game and send it into double overtime. Barry awaits the winner of this game. If it's John Carroll, it'll be back here at Valhalla. If it's Mount Union, it'll be at Mount Union. As we'll let you go tune into that game. You're not going to want to miss the end of that. The Vikings come away, though, with a huge win. The furthest they've made it in program history. As taking a look once more at the bracket, Barry advances. Wait to see the result of the Mount Union-John Carroll game as the Vikings continue to play December football.
Yeah, it would be crucial for Barry to be able to host that regional championship, not as the #1 team in this region.
Mount Union, the #1 team, but if they get upset, then it goes to Barry, the #2 team in the region. As we'll let you go tune into that one. I'm Derek Black, Luke Carlton. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Hope to see you maybe back here for one more next week.